I hope all is well. Bitches are reporting live from. I don't even fucking know. I'm gonna be so for real. Like, I have no fucking clue, bitch. I feel like time has really been just eating my ass up. Time is not making sense to me. Energy is low. Energy is very much depleted, but also, what up, Akasha? Hey, baby. I just feel like, oh my god, like the only song playing in my head right now, Stop Playing With Me, Bitch, Meg the Stallion. Cause that's the energy right now. Like, that's the energy. People playing with me, bitch. Like, I don't know if anybody else is going through this, but I just feel very much like, please stop playing with me, bitch. Please. Oh my fucking goodness. Like, my mom called me today like 6 different times and kept hanging up on me and shit. And I already cut her narcissistic ass off. So the fact that she's still calling me is not good. So, hi. Not water is the energy in this Capricorn time, babe. I finally got my finger handled and shit. Like, this is like 3 levels of protection on this hoe. Shit blew up like a hot dog. The doctor was very weird. Like, I had to tell the doctor to wash his fucking hands, bitch. Like, I'm sorry, but we're not good. We're not good, bitch. Like, and then he got an attitude with me. I'm like, bitch, wash your fucking hands. Like, I should not have to tell a doctor to wash his fucking hands. Not year 8. Well, bitch, praise God. Praise God, bitch. Cause I've been trying, bitch. I've been trying my hardest to not switch sides, bitch. Not just be cool. It's about to be the role of a lifetime, bitch. I don't know how I'm gonna act that part, but we're gonna see. Absolutely. He poked me with the same needle twice. Go ask me if I got diabetes like 3 times. I was like, girl, at this point, let's just do some blood work. Cause the way you don't believe me, bitch. The way he was like, you sure you don't got diabetes? I'm like, bitch, let's do some blood. What the fuck? What in the Little House on the Prairie motherfucking general doctor care bullshit is this? Like, don't ask me if I got diabetes. I say, no, you gonna play me. Bitch, let's go do the diabetes test. Let's test now. Since you smell the sugar on me, bitch, let's do it. Like, what the fuck? I ain't never had no shit like that in my life. I ain't never had nobody be like, you sure you don't got diabetes? And then not even want to be like, all right, well, let's do the test. I get it, bitch. Like, you're shook. But at the same time, I don't have time. Like, stab me, ho. Pop this shit. If I got diabetes, we're gonna find out next time. Tune in next time. The fuck? I don't think I have diabetes. I think I'm just fat. And non-white. Absolutely. No, it's weird. It's been a weird time to be alive. I'm not gonna lie. No, he really said, are you sure? Like, he was like... I'm like, not you a medical care professional and you're not sure if I have diabetes, but then you're gonna play me like I should know. And if I say, like, again, medical malpractice, right? It's so funny. It's so funny. Here's the thing about people say you would know if you had diabetes. In my honest opinion, I feel like there's like hypertension. Like, there's other shit to have from what I've noticed. So I just personally feel like, with that being said, like, it might not be diabetes, but it might be something, but who knows? Like, we're not there. So, because I don't want to gaslight anybody who may have diabetes and don't know. But with that being said, Happy New Year, I think, right? Happy 2023. Bad 2023. Too bad. So sad. I don't know. This is just like an intro. I didn't know what I was going to say in the beginning. The intros are always... But I have things to say. But I feel like I'm very frustrated right now. Like, I'm extremely annoyed. Like I said, my narc mom calls me and, like, she trying to talk all soft and shit. Hi, boo. Do-do-do-do. And I'm over here telling her, like, I'm trying to explain to her, like, what I'm experiencing. And, like, this is just trigger warning for having a white-looking parent and a very white operating parent and a very, like, a mixed parent who, like, has the privilege of whiteness. Trigger warning for all this. I'm over here trying to explain to her, the racism, the sheer anti-blackness, and the bitch gonna be like, I heard this part already. Bitch, not you said you don't want no repeats. Sweetie, I almost beat your ass. And like, like I was literally like, not you brought me into this racist ass world and you don't want to hear what's. White people, please don't have brown children. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Cause she on some weird shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm very annoyed and I'm very upset. But at the same time, what the fuck do I expect from a bitch that walk around the world looking white having to tell people I'm not white? The fuck do I expect from her? Like, I have to really be honest with myself. What the fuck kind of range do she have? Like, honestly. So I'm just like, and I literally told her, I was like, there's no way that we're going to be able to move past this. I was like, your emotional intelligence is way too low for me and it's dangerous. I cannot. And she got the nerve to be like, oh, I'm going to hang up on you. Go ahead. That's what I want. like, that's what she don't get. Like, you're not punishing me. You punishing yourself because you think you want a relationship with me. You don't. You don't. You don't. At this point, I'm realizing, like, my mom just want a brown pet. That's how I feel. Someone brown to validate her non-whiteness. Hi. Some of y'all get it the fuck together. Especially if you're white with a brown child. They're not your friend. They're not your pet. It's fucking sick. Honestly. And she don't want to hear this shit that ain't nobody gonna tell her. Ain't no one gonna tell you this shit, bitch. So, and I know somebody's like, oh, call your mama bitch. She's a bitch to me. She's a big bitch. Huge bitch. Huge. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think what I'm experiencing a lot of people be talking about enough for me. Cause again, I feel like my mom's experience with anti-blackness is valid. Like, people do say weird things to her. People do strange things. Sure. But the consequences for her are not the consequences for me. And unfortunately for her, she don't want to listen. Yo, she got the nerve to say, I have a reckless and slick mouth. And I was like, where did I get it? Because she not about to sit up here and act like she's not the one who taught me how to fucking be caustic. Like, bitch, I learned this from you. And honestly, I have not been employing it very often because I'm realizing that the way that I'm talking to a lot of people, not just her, is not right. But again, who would tell me that? I'm over here following what the fuck she's over here showing me. I'm not saying that that's like makes it okay. I'm not saying that at all. Like, it's disgusting behavior. And I don't want to talk to people crazy. I don't want to talk to people with shittiness and weird tones and weird posturing and like power dynamic skewing ass vocal projection. I don't want to be doing that. However, with her, I feel like I have no choice. I feel like I have to talk to her how she talked to me so that she understands, like, we can't be so cute. That's what I'm saying. Like, she can't handle me just being like, actually, the way you're talking to me is not going to work. It's actually not going to work for me. And again, like, I'm not scared of my mom. I used to be, but like, I feel like the lack of fear that I have for her is not disrespectful. It's more like, I shouldn't be afraid of you, bitch. I should love you and want to be around you. Like, I shouldn't be like shook to talk to you. Like, that shouldn't be happening. And so my mom just cannot handle that, like, I'm unwilling to like put myself in harm's way to be around her. If you're not doing shit that makes sense, if you're hurting me, I'm going to get away from you. But she can't handle that because as far as she's concerned, the shit that she's doing with her own father, she over here people pleasing and trying to, and I'm like, girl, good luck. Good luck. Talk about her father came 360. I'm like, then why the fuck you still homeless, living in a trailer? Seems like nothing actually changed. It seems like you lowered your standards. Actually. So my energy is very much like, I'm not lowering my standards for you, Tammy. You're going to have to raise them to be around me. I don't have no white people in my life, in this blush of my life, that would ever fucking tell me, oh, you told me this racist part before. They would just hold it. that this racist part begets the other one, bitch. It's all connected. That's why I'm telling you it again. But it is what it is. Like in retrospect, what do I expect a white looking person to hear when I'm telling them about how their people be? Yeah, my mom and my grandfather. My grandfather's mixed. Like, I feel like celebrity doppelganger, Michael E. Lee. Like, if Michael E. Lee got a little bit older, that's my grandfather, or my mother's father. And so my mom is like, it's just like, bitch, honestly, I want to just, I wish I could give a shout out. I want to say their channel name is the Barbie Life 2.0. They're a darker skinned black woman who said something that really punched me in the fucking. They are racing. Zoom zoom. Anyways, but this person, the Barbie Life 2.0, she said something that I feel like a lot of light-skinned people may or may not be able to hold, but I'm holding it. That, like, some mixed people just be fetishizing black men to a point where they're not even men no more. They're just access to blackness. And I feel like my grandfather is that to my mother. And I feel like the men that my mom was hooking up with, they were that to her as well. Like, I really, really urge a lot of folk to just consider. Like, us mixed people trying to be around black people, like, it's not always in good faith. It's not. Especially, again, the whiter ones, like, they're just trying to ingratiate themselves. And I feel like she was talking about Cardi B, but I feel like it can apply to so many people and so many families. So I just want to hold that. Not my grandpa's a snack, bitch. I'm crying. Bitch, I want to say something so problematic, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, bitch. I don't want to do it. Clar, thank you for saying that, because, like, my mom talks to me so wild, and I be trying to talk to her, like, with empathy and respect, but then she'll just say something so flippant, and I'll be like, okay, so we're clocking into petty. Let's go there together. Let's go. Let's go. Best friends, twins, let's go. And then she'll be like, oh, wow, like, not my child talking to me like a bitch off the street. And it's like, well, ma'am, are you talking to your child like a precious motherfucking muffin? Are you talking to your baby like that's your baby? I don't think so. I like the gaslighting. So just honestly. And so with that being said, like, fuck my mom. I'm coming here on some fuck my mom shit. I'm also coming here on some, bitch, they will really drain you for the holidays, bitch. No gifts. Like, $100 is not worth this. Oh my God. I want to give it back to the bitch. I want to give a refund to the bitch so bad. But I really don't, bitch. I'd rather give that money to my motherfucking community, bitch. Honestly, because fuck her. She's trash. I just don't like the lady. I used to really love my mom. I used to really love her ass. I used to think she was so funny, so cool. But now I'm like, nope. No, a lot of that shit is performance. A lot of that shit ain't real. A lot of that shit is not love and funny. Right. She did not pay me enough to abuse me. Bitch, don't do this. You ain't gotta do this. Oh, bitch, praise God. Oh, you making more tea? Yeah. Okay. Just so you know, there's other teas. And there's honey on the microwave. I was gonna see if you want to say hi to the cam, but you and your graciously guest vibes, but you're a guest. You don't have to do this. Okay. Listen, I have the best friends, honestly. Am I at my mother and grandfather's place? No, they're bothering me. They're coming to me with this. I'm not anywhere near them. I'm hundreds of miles away. And they're still bothering me. Like, it's too much. So, fuck them. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep forever. Not die, but just go to sleep for a long time, bitch. For real. That's really how I be feeling after I talk to her. Bitch, my mom don't realize, like, I'm not, I already feel like she's dead. Whenever she be calling me, I'm like, what does this ghost want? Because, like, babes, I can't call my mom and have a convo with her for real. I can't call my mom and get some sort of anything from her. And I feel like that's the thing some people don't get when they be like, oh, you talking about your mom so bad. It's like, bro, some of y'all don't know what it's like to have a egg donor. Some of y'all don't know what it's like to have an egg donor that don't treat you good. And all they gave was the egg, bitch. Like, all they gave was the egg. And they're still mean. And you're like, bro. And then on top of it, it's like, why am I here? Why am I here, bitch? Ask yourself. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't feel like I have a mom. So if she do, not if she do, but that's how fucking diabolical her ass is. I'm like, will she die? Like, is that realistic? Like, bitch, I be really, like, not sure. Like, she's lasting so long and doing everything but what she need to be doing, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I just feel like I'm past, like, thinking that I'm gonna have, like, a mother-daughter relationship with her. I'm never gonna have that. Like, and it sucks because, like, at some point in your healing, you be like, oh, I'm ready to repair ruptures and shit, not realizing, bitch, that's her. That's her ruptures. Not just hers alone, but some of the shit that I went through, I didn't need to go through. Some of the shit was really her not treating me the best. So it's like, you may want to, like, move on from the abuse, but and go where? Like, and go where, babe? Like, that's the thing. I'd be like, I want to just move forward with you and go where? There's nowhere for us to go, babe. Like, you're not doing that work for us to go anywhere. So Dominique, not scam. Not scam. Listen, I appreciate folks for holding space for me, but please know, like, yes, I'm hurt, like, as fuck about this, but there's also a part of me that's just, like, grateful because, like, real talk, like, it's like, yes, it sucks, but on the other hand, it's like, bro, I'm glad that I can see what it is. And I'm not sitting here like, oh, I've been such a bad child. Like, I'm not internalizing this shit. So there's a part of me that's like, yeah, it sucks. It does suck. Like, it's hard to, like, I'm talking to someone and, like, then I have to have, like, I just feel like whenever you try to talk to people, like, friendship, romantic, whatever, at some point you gotta be like, yeah, so, I have some toxic family. You know what I mean? You gotta have that convo about how your family treats you like shit. And the thing I appreciate is this person has the same, not the same exact, but I can tell they're doing the dance of, like, so my family's not, like, pure evil. They're just, like, a little bit evil. And it's just like, me too, babe. And it's funny because, like, the person was just like, oh, I appreciate, listen, I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are super kind. But no, my mom treating me the way that she treated me, like, it's not like I'm the only person who's going through this. Like, there's so many of us who are like, our mom is not our friend. Our mom not even our parent. And, like, my mom tried to say that. My mom was like, oh, you be talking to me like I'm your friend or something. And I'm like, bitch, I would never talk to my friend like this. What the fuck? Like, man, I'm talking to you like a random bitch that has crossed boundaries with me. Like, I'm talking to you like a long-term foe. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you like a villain in my story, babe. Like, actually, like, let's look at the script. Like, you're giving arch nemesis, babe. Like, that's what you're giving. I didn't write this script. You're the things you're saying are giving Rita Repulsa, bitch. Like, my mom be out here like, Rangers. Like, that's how my mom is, bro. Like, she very much like the villain, but be thinking somebody doing something to her. It's like, no, ma'am. Ooh, I'm so sorry to hear that about your fiance. Genuinely. That's fucking terrible. What up, Marie? Hope you're doing well. Oh, Britt, that is so kind. That is very kind of you. Honestly, I I feel like a band-aid you see in the trash and you're just like, I hope that doesn't jump out. You know what I mean? Like that's really how I feel. I feel sick in a particular way. Like, babes, I feel biohazard. I feel like just so gross. So just thank you. Like that's so fucking kind of you. But I appreciate you so much. Aw, thank you. No, but I'm just saying though, like she literally is an arch nemesis, and she's like trying to like play like she's not, and I'm like, we can see you, Tammy. We like there's actually several seasons of this show. Like you've been the villain the entire time, and so now she's trying to act like she's not the villain, and it's just kind of like, you can't trick me. Like you cannot trick me. Um. Mhm. Yes, Akasha. Like the person I'm talking to right now, and I'm not trying to be like the person I'm talking to right now. Their name is Tyler, but we're like, I don't know what this is gonna be, baby. I don't know. But they were basically saying like, cause like we had the whole conversation, and I was like, it sounds like your family is like coming from a punishment place with you. And then she's like, no. She's like, I'm just my family's punching bag. I'm like, and so it's one of those moments where it's like, Mara, not 2 hours and 30 minutes, bitch. I'm crying. Probably so. Probably so. Come to me, babe. Come to me. Cause child, today is just a day of me just getting it back together. My mom's name is Tammy. My mother's name is fucking Tammy. Absolutely. I'm crying. I mean, I'm definitely trying to get my life together. Not your twin flame name. I'm dying. That's cute. But nah, my mom is really a trash person, and it's okay, like, to acknowledge that. I feel like she's had a long time. I feel like I've been very, oh, cute. Oh, cute. Word. I'm excited because this person from like I met them at the beach event that I was going to all summer. They said they were gonna come by, and I'm so grateful. What up, flowers? Cause bitch, there's an event tonight, but I'm like, sweetie, and like this is a segue, but bitch, oh my fucking god, like I'm not trying to be shitty when I say this, but like people's standards for shit be blowing me, cause it's like how you gonna set an event talking about it's a house party, but ain't no privacy in the bathroom except for sheets and a door. Talking about ain't no solid walls in the bathroom. Bitch, the way I have IBS, the way I will randomly take a dookie somewhere, I cannot test this with y'all. Y'all are wild for that. Y'all talking about something as a New Year's Eve party, bitch, people gonna be drunk. And you said it's just sheets? My brother, no, I'm the only T. My brothers are, well, no, I'm lying. Tyler and Jovan. Ooh, I didn't think about the person I'm talking to has the same name as my little brother. It just hit me. I feel wild about that because like low key, I literally me and my little brother do not talk, bitch. It's awkward, but it's like my mom even acknowledged it. She's like, I was a different mother to you and Jovan than I was to Tyler. And I literally was like, sweetie, and she tried to make it seem like she gave Tyler a better life. And I was like, sweetie, I was like, I hate to tell you this, but like after you had me and my brother Jovan, Tyler got what you had left. And she's like, I know. And I was like, not you know. I was like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I was like, I remember you pouring into us a particular type of way. I never seen you do that with him. But I feel like me and my brother Jovan were born together. Basically, we're under 2 years apart. So it's like I don't feel like I don't know. My mom was just choosing dick over kids, honestly, at a certain point. At a certain point it was like, I'ma just choose my man. My man, my man, my man. No, Jovan is the one having a baby with a Caucasian. Yeah, it's my brown skinned brother who's having a child with a white lady. And he's also a passport bro. I've already said this before, but that's like I feel like when I was talking about that, I feel like there were moments where I feel like you could totally drag me because I feel like I was being unclear. But it's not just that my brother's having a baby with a non-black person. I'm not saying that I want his mixed color struck colorist ass to be dealing with somebody black. I'm not saying that either. What I'm trying to offer is that like my brother is choosing to have a child with somebody who I'm pretty sure is not from America, who I'm pretty sure is a colorist as well as a non dark skinned person, who I'm pretty sure doesn't have the same kind of motherfucking scaffolding that he does because my brother is an Aries. He very much I'm not trying to take away from his hard work, but I'm just trying to offer that, like, he was the older boy and my mom is very male identified. So he got support in a way that my mother never offered me. Like, she gave this boy a car. She had my brother claiming my youngest brother on taxes to get more money. That's the kind of shit was going on in my house. My mom was parentifying me and then parentifying my brother. But when I left her house, she's like, all I have is him, and then used his privilege. My mom very much a boy mom, and she also very much a I'm going to use my son's male privilege for my benefit type bitch. And then my daughter, I'm gonna make her feel like she a bum, a weirdo, all these mean things because again, she can't exploit my privilege. You feel me? Because the privilege that I have don't do shit for her. She basically has the same shit. So she's like, bitch, I don't need you. I need a man child. No shade. And some of y'all are gonna be sitting here like, damn, my mom really do be treating my brother better than me. Yeah, bitch, because she using his male privilege to benefit. And I didn't know that until I started listening to older women. So I started listening to women who had gone through the shit, who had seen the shit themselves and lived through it. So that's why I'm saying, like, my mom benefits from having her boys. She don't benefit from me in ways that she can't quantify, if that makes sense. But then again, there's some of y'all where your mom might be doing this shit for the brother, but then got you washing all the clothes, acting like you're her mini me. And I feel like my mom was never able to get me on that type of time. I have ADHD and autism, bitch. I was never about to be industrious in the ways that she was. And so she was like, fuck it, I'm gonna use my son. And I knew something was off when I would like see my mom and my brother drinking coffee together on the back steps. Like, that looks very incestuous. It never looked like mom and boy. It looked like a relationship that was inappropriate. So with that being fucking said, like, I just exactly, baby, Ethernet, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, some of us were discarded because we didn't have a dick, because we weren't a man, because weren't gonna become a man and help the bitch. So I'm just saying, my mom absolutely wants proximity to black men, period, and she'll settle for her son. And I feel like that's all I gotta say about that. And again, when you're the oldest daughter, and again, I also want to say, like, even though I'm agender, I still understand that in the concept of the world, people regard me as a femme person. I don't desire to look more masculine in any particular way, or rather, I don't desire to, like, super beautify or super dress really butch. So, motherfuckers still be sheing me. I don't give a fuck. I don't feel like my pronouns are that deep for me. Other people feel differently. Don't use me as a guide, bitch. I'm not your trans friend that you can be like, well, they said don't do that. Don't use me for that. Because I see a lot of trans people wanting to do that. And it's awkward. We're all different. We all have different experiences. And just because I'm comfortable with my girlhood and I don't care if someone calls me a she, her, other people who are non-binary may not feel that way. I'm at a point though where I'm like, bitch, I don't feel no type of way being called she, her. I don't feel like it's devaluing me or harming me or making me feel gender dysphoria. I feel like, okay. Just like when people call me he, I do not give a fuck. Because if that's what you see, that's what you see. If you see they, cool. I don't care. But I don't have any pronouns. I personally don't think about it like that. I'm not feeling like I'm not being included if people don't say this pronoun or that pronoun. That's me though. Absolutely. But with that being said, I feel like I appreciate having a girlhood because I have information that I can share with the collective. And I'm not saying that like being a girl is easy or less trauma. Like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I never wanted to be a man. Bitch, I thought at some point I had a masculine of center moment. Like, I feel like I steady have moments, but then I'm also questioning because I'm like, the opposite of feminine is not masculine. So there's just moments where I sit with like the complexity of like how I feel and the limit of language. So that may be another thing that other people may feel like what I'm feeling, y'all not even really there. And I don't mean that about y'all. I just mean like some of the people that are really invested in gender as a project. Like, I'd be like, what's the point of having this convo? Because again, some people see opposite of man as woman. I don't think like that. So sometimes I be talking to people and they be like, wait, you're not a man, you're not a woman. Yikes, who are you? And it's like, bitch, I'm just a person. Like, the concept of woman doesn't hit for me. However, I do have a girlhood. I do have moments where I'm dressing super femme for the privilege, bitch. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. Also for the fun. Not just for the privilege, but for the fun. Because again, like, the more masculine of center I seemingly perform, the more that like people maybe like question mark around who I am. Whereas let me put on a dress and some makeup, people are like, oh, you're a girl. It's just like, it's so funny because it's like, but then again, even when I do that, because I'm not performing seemingly to like the correct way to be a femme, there are men that are like, you must be a trans woman. And it's so fascinating because it's like, wow, like there is a way to perform as a cis woman seemingly, and I'm not doing it. But then also there's a way that people think that people are performing as like a man, and I'm not doing that shit either. Like I don't ever want to be a man. Did I want to be a man at some point? I feel like I thought about it like really deeply, and I thought about like the energy of masculinity, but eh, you know, again, it's binarist and it just doesn't fit for me because again, I don't have a desire to have a penis. I can't say anything about a strap. I'm still question mark on the strap. I'm still question mark on the strap. However, with that being said, I am thinking about it. I'm absolutely thinking about becoming a strap star. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I'm slightly scared. I'm slightly scared. But I feel like that's the thing. I feel like maybe this is the reality. Maybe nobody just jumps into strap life. Maybe everyone who straps has a moment. Maybe it's healthy to have fear. Maybe it's healthy to have fear around taking on the strap. I don't know. But I just feel like with that being said, like I have complex ways of thinking about myself, other people, but also like like trying to figure out like your sexuality versus your gender. Like those are conversations that I don't think we have enough about. Like just because I want to do this doesn't mean that I'm this, if that makes sense. Or just because I desire to look like this or that doesn't mean this or that. Like I don't know if that's making sense for anybody. Um but oh, babes, I love that you brought that up, Elizabeth, because I actually have a story time for you. So I had a conversation with a man named Alberto, and names are so weird, right? Because he was another black man who was like, I bet you thought like something else about me because of my name. I was like, babes, I just see people have a name, and I that's all I think about, you know. I don't think too deeply about it. But anyways, he was just like, yeah, like he's a black man from like Ohio who was like in the army. And like lowest of keys, when I seen his picture, I'm like, you look like a cop. And then when he was like, oh, I'm not a cop, but I used to be in the army. I'm like, bitch, that's a cop. Sweetie. But he was like, oh, I was in the computer lab. I'm like, bitch, you a computer cop. Bitch, you a cop. Like, I don't care what you say. That's police activities. You know what I mean? Like, you can't trick me. So, anyways, moving on. So, me and him are talking, and then at one point, see, that's the question I have too, Akasha. We brand new here. We just started at strap school. We in first grade of strap school. I have no fucking clue. Exactly, like you're still a cop, sir. Sorry, officer, stop lying. So, anyways, so yeah, so I'm talking to this black man from Ohio, and and my pronouns say they she, and I feel like because I'm presenting more femme of center in this space, like this man is like, that's a trans woman. So, and it says non-binary on my shit. I can understand that though, because I feel like again, a lot of non-binary people, from what I've noticed, they don't claim she anymore, which I understand. Like I feel like that could be confusing some people. That's fine. But for me, I feel like if someone she's me, I want to make it a point to say I'm never offended that you thought I was a girl, or that you thought I was a femme, or that you thought it was she. I'll never be offended by that. But that's my own mental shit, because I feel like personally, I feel like there is, for me at least, a devaluing of femininity, or even a devaluing of being a femme, and like just so much around like who gets to claim it, like especially after you start to become, or as you start to be in your body and start to like examine like the ways you're operating or how you want to look. Like I'm not saying it to be special, I'm not saying it to be confusing, I'm just saying like if someone still thinks I'm she, or if someone sees me as she, or someone sees me as a femme, that doesn't bother me. But I know some people are bothered by that, and again, that's also part of why I don't care, because I feel like I don't like the idea that like if someone sees me and they think that I'm a femme, that they're scared that they fucked up. That bothers me. I know that's on them to hold, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I see devaluing of femme personally. I see it, and like if people don't see it, that's okay. But I see a devaluing at times, and I do see a fear around seeing someone perform perhaps like femme or dress femme, and then like being worried about like not including them when it's like, babes, I remember fondly being a femme. I remember the bullshit too. But I also feel like I'm not necessarily not a femme. Like I feel like that's the other thing too, is like, I don't know. Like, I know we get to say what we are, but I also feel like trying to use the language that we have is limiting. So that's all I got. Um, word. Not citizens arrest, bitch. Bitch, Taylor. Thank you for saying that. A double-ended moment. So, exactly. See, Hale, that's my thing. It's like I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the feeling and the sexuality and uh also the I feel like this is another conversation, and I'm dead because I really want to talk about being called a trans woman and like having a combo with this man, but I do want to take a little moment to just say that like when we're talking about sex, like I know some of us may be in our 20s and 30s, but like when we're talking about sex, we're oftentimes like being very heteronormative and like talking about sex as like a dick goes in this hole, this hole, this hole. Like we're constantly talking like that. And I'm not saying that's what's happening now, but like as I develop more as a queer person, as I find like the confidence to be more candid about sexuality, there's almost like a new experience happening here that I feel like a lot of like younger queer people like maybe blessed to not have to go through, where like they learn how to be like heterosexual and they learn how to be queer. Like it's awkward to talk about, but I think that like again as a later in life queer person, and I feel like people may have seen me as queer as younger, but I feel like I dated a lot of cis men. I was intimidated by women, intimidated by femmes, intimidated by people who were not cis men, intimidated to the point where I like didn't even really want to have too much conversation because I was just like, I'm gonna fuck it up, I'm gonna be wrong. And I feel like that fear of like not being good at being queer, I'm sure I'm not the only one here. So with that being said, like I've lived my life very like hetero and like unfortunately have experienced some very fucked up hetero experiences along with that. And so I'm just trying to hold that like I don't know. I have no fucking idea. But I hope that we spend the rest of our lives figuring it the fuck out on our own terms and with people that are safe and kind, you know? People that'll hold that, like, we don't know how to do this, but we're open to learn, to figure it out. And so that's kind of where I'm at. But I also feel like, with that being said, shout out to the people who are queer, who've been queer, who know themselves, who never was acting straight or performing as straight. I love that for you. Sounds free. Sounds real free. I love that. But we all can't. We all can't experience that, so. Yes, Akasha. Akasha. I also want to give a shout out to the chat. Like, the chat has been really amazing. Like, I watched a lot of the lives over the past couple months. Like, I really did a deep dive on everything I've been saying here because, again, ever since, like, my birthday, I don't know what to say, but I don't feel like I'm the person I've been, and like it feels weird to come here because I feel like a lot of the shit that I was holding on to just don't even, it's not even with me no more. And so watching some of these videos, I'm just like, wow, what a fucked up situation. Like, whoa, like just hearing myself tell the stories, I'm just like, whoa, like, bitch. And then also like just going backwards a little bit, I'm gonna read the chat in a second, but y'all, like, just thank you. Like, this chat has honestly kept my ass alive. Like the validation. These are happy tears. Just the validation, the consideration, the kindness, the empathy, the relating, like all of this shit has meant so much to me. And I don't think we talk enough about how like digitally, like we are so connected, but like physically we are so disconnected. And so like finding community is scary and like not promised. And so just like knowing that like some of y'all have been here for a while. I know it's like parasocial as fuck to say this, but like some of y'all, like we've had conversations outside of the chat. We've connected in other ways. And I want to say like, even if you don't do shit like that, even if you're like, oh, bitch, I'm not about to, that's okay. Like, trust me, like I'm grateful that you're just here being a witness and being kind. And like, again, I want to also bring up that like a couple weeks ago I was saying that I think we're like parasocially traumatized together, and like I feel sad about that because on one hand I want to acknowledge it, but on the other hand it's like when people be talking about your trauma, like when people say like you're traumatized or you're experiencing trauma, like that shit can be really hard to hold because it's like, bitch, me too, like same. So it's like, what are we talking about? So I don't want anyone to think that I'm sitting here trying to say that like y'all are fucked up or like y'all have experienced something that maybe you don't feel you experienced. But I do think that like seeing someone who is actively going through crisis trauma and like you really can't do anything, like that's. I do think that that's a breeding ground for like people to be like parasocially traumatized with you. And so I'm sorry if that's happened to anybody. I wish that like I had more like to offer. Um I do know where some black women can get some free vouchers for therapy if folks are black femmes, black trans femmes, like folks that are in the black femme expression. I know about that, but like outside of that, like I don't have a lot of resources, and so I just want to be candid that like I appreciate y'all for holding space for me, but I don't feel like it's expected. I don't expect it, and like I hope that folks are like just choosing themselves, you know. If things are feeling like real wild for me, like I know a bitch be seeming like they have 9 lives, it is genuinely because I am personally, I feel like because I talk about what's happening to me, that's why shit changes. Not like anytime I'm ever like, and I'm not saying that I expect other people to change it, but I feel like unfortunately like going through white supremacy, like experiencing white supremacy, because that's what I'm experiencing. White supremacy, like let's put a name on all this shit. Experiencing white supremacy means I have to be super candid, and then like when I'm super candid, like that's when other people are like, yeah, I can help you, I can support you, and it's like that's awesome. But also like I think about all the people that are like perhaps sitting here like, yeah, I'm going through something similar, and maybe if you talk about it, everybody's talking about you in the group chat. So I just want to hold that like I don't want anyone to think like I expect y'all to do anything for me, but I also want to hold that like I'm a regular bitch like you. If you ever want to talk, my door is open. I feel like for the most part I'm pretty much, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm like the most consistent at texting back, but I feel like I'll send you a voice note, bitch. I will really get you back. You know what I mean? I'll really get back to you with the voice note. If I really don't got it with the text. But with that being said, it's really wild. Whoa, 29. Damn, 17. Bitch, I'm shook. Like, whoa. Like, not me trying to do the math to figure out what the fuck was happening. Like, I'm just like, what was happening? 17 minus 29. Oh, you know I'm not a math bitch. Oh my god. Wow. Damn. Damn, babe. You've been here for a minute. Whoa. Whoa. I mean, Elizabeth, you've been talking a lot more, and I appreciate that. Whoa. Whoa. Hell yeah. I appreciate you for saying that. Um, thank you. Wow. Wow. Some of y'all been here for like almost like a couple semesters. Bitch, like, some of y'all been here for a few semesters. I'm crying. Y'all are funny. 9, 10 years ago. Oh wow. Damn, Marie. You've been coming through. Not a rebirth. I really feel like that. I really feel like that for real. Oh, you had top surgery, Hale. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Ooh. Mmm. Hell yeah. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. I appreciate you for sharing. Oh, the Tumblr days. Oh, the scope girlies. Some of y'all was watching my Sims fuck. I'm so sad that that's not happening right now for me. I miss my sim times with y'all. That was so fucking silly. Wow. Right. No, I feel like everybody is really just popping out. Oh, the live stream at the hat shop, bitch. Y'all are sweet. Like, please just know, like, I like, like when I come live here, like the chats have really been holding me down. So just thank you. Aw, Anthony, y'all just been. I can't like again like I don't expect all of the support. Like I feel like I've had a wayward time on the internet, and so like at this moment I'm just kind of like extremely grateful that anyone's been able to stick with this shit. Cause again, I have ADHD. Like I be telling shit out of order, trying my best to get organized, but good luck. Oh, you went to the hat shop? I'm crying. I'm dead. I'm dead. Wow. Don't give them no business, y'all. Like, I'm not trying to be shady when I say that. But, baby, if you need a hat, let me know, babe. They be buying them shits off Amazon, bitch. At this point, it's probably Temu. Just let me know. If you need a hat, just hit me up, bitch. I'll help you. Like, cause the way that they be marking them hats up, babe. The way them hats is $10. Not even, bitch. Not even $10. Okay, good. Yeah, don't give them no money. I got you. Trust me. If folks need hat help, just please. Like, I will tell you where to go, what good company they got, where to get a hat stretcher. I will help you in any capacity, but do not. It's tourist trap vibes. Thank you. Oh, Akasha, I hear you. Oh, Akasha, you're so cute. Okay, hotel a block away, babe. Ooh, it's in the quarters. I know you was having a good time. Thank you. Hey, I feel like we're all genuine people, but I think that some of us be masking for survival. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely times where I look at my old videos and I'm like, damn, I was just trying to be like, everything's fine and good and great. Like, but it's not. And I'm grateful that I don't feel the pressure to act like that for y'all. Like, oh my fucking God. I couldn't even be here. Like, I feel like anytime I leave, I just don't feel like I can be real with y'all about what's going on right now. Like, I'm telling you, if I ever disappear, bitch, it's just like there's too much to tell. It's so bizarre. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm maybe even feeling like, whew, like it's just too much for me to even hold personally. So I don't want to fucking tell nobody else and have y'all fucked up out here either. The yarn braids. Not stuck in the dress. Bitch, I'm crying. What a moment. Not Jerry from New York. I'm crying. Bitch. I am chaotic. I am chaotic as fuck. I love it though. Like I would not change how I am at all because it's very fun for me. Like as much as y'all be laughing, bitch, I swear, same. Like, cause shit don't be making sense. So the white yarn braids. Wow, what a moment. What a moment, bitch. Honestly. Low key, bitch, after this, I'm definitely doing like some faux locks. I'm doing like I wanna be like kinda dramatic. I kinda want like fat, like just super fat faux locks, like so bad. So bad, bitch. Cause I braided my braids and did a little curl and I'm just like, bitch, why am I not locking? And it's like I wanna lock bad as hell, but I'm too versatile with my hair. I feel like I'll get mad and then I wanna cut it and then I wanna be bald for a little bit. I'm stressed. Did I ever make it to the girl in Cali? I lived in Cali for a little bit. I didn't like it though, personally. I feel like Cali is beautiful as fuck. But living in California, no thank you. I just felt like the price point was just demonistical, personally. Um, and it was like, you know what? And I, as a light skinned person, I don't want to overstep, but I feel like California, for me, it felt very weird. Like it felt very pro non-black people. It felt very much like it felt very other out there. And again, like I when I was out there, I was around black folks who were black, not mixed people. I was around black people. So it was just kind of like, And so I just remember just hearing like openly colorist. Like openly colorist, openly anti-black. Like it's like what people think the South is, I feel like they don't want to speak on Cali. Personally. I feel like they don't want to speak on Cali. But Cali very color struck and out loud about it. Very weird. Like when I was on the dating sites there, a lot of people were like saying their preferences, and it was in a way that I had never seen before. Like it seemed very much like if you don't fit these 10 things that I'm looking for, you might as well not bother me. You might as well not even talk to me, bitch. And it was just like, okay, yikes, okay. Whoa. Ghazi, Wow, I hope Ghazi's okay. I feel like there was a moment where something happened with Ghazi and people were hitting me up, and I was like, bitch, I don't even know Ghazi like that. Like, I felt bad as hell because I felt like I was a part of some shit that I shouldn't have even been part of, bitch. Because I feel like, did I know Ghazi's work? Sure. Like, I felt like Ghazi was very hilarious, very charismatic. But then I don't remember all the way. My brain is fuzzy right now, but I want to say they started being a part of a movement. I want to say it was the Uhuru movement. I want to say something had happened with the Uhuru people, and then next thing I know, shit went left. And so that's why when people was like, "Oh, like Ghazi shouted you out," I was like, "Thank you," but what Ghazi doing? Because we wanted to support, you know. Oh, Saren is cool as hell. Yeah, I haven't seen Ghazi or Saren in a minute. I'm not trying to be shady. I just feel like on the internet, people be wanting to shout you out and love on you and shit, and I be trying to be grateful. But at the same time, like, when I seen him do some shit, I was like, what's going on here? I didn't see he got arrested. Somebody say he got arrested? Let me scroll up. Oh, whoa. Not, they said complimentary. Elizabeth! Elizabeth, I will never forget. I will never forget that white lady burning our cookie. Because she literally looked us in our eye like she was happy to have burned it. And I was like, bitch, that's why we're not paying for anything. Good night, dummy. Like, oh my God. Like, I just, white people really do the most, don't they? Uh, oh, Saren is behind a paywall. I hear that. I hear that. And I'm glad about that because honestly, there are a lot of black women who gave a lot of information for free on the internet for a long time, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with any of them deciding like they're not doing any more work for free. On top of that, it's a lot of people who are not black that are talking about black stuff, talking about black issues, talking about black people, talking about black culture, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But who's gonna tell them? They have a white mother or they have a black father or a black mother. So I'm not trying to invalidate anybody's like black ancestry. I'm just trying to hold that like there's a lot of us mixed people doing weird shit. So I can understand why somebody black would be like, let me. Because again, as I came here, I'm telling you about this person named the Barbie Life 2.0. They're a darker skinned black woman who has been dropping amazing gems. And I know from what I'm hearing, these are things that people are unwilling to sit with, especially us mixed people, especially us mixed light skinned people. We're not sitting with it. And so, as much as I can get without paying, I'm gonna try to get, I'm gonna be real with you, bitch, because I'm poor as hell. But if I can, like, subscribe, all that, yes. Comment, uplift, share, yes. Like anything I can do without giving money, I will do. If I got the coin, I will share it. But whatever the fuck I can give, I will give because again, this is important work that I need to fucking live. Like I need that to survive. If I can get white people to give them money, I will. Like if I can direct money to them, I will. But outside of like listening and sharing what I have, it's you definitely need to get into her. She's amazing. And she's a younger black woman who is questioning the anti-blackness in a way that I'm just grateful for because again, like she's bringing up things that older black women who are darker skinned are talking about as well, and are in ways like creating these like really beautiful like these really like illustrious bodies of work where they are detailing anti-blackness. And I feel like seeing younger black women who are not just doing that, but are also using the information that they have to fight back, like to fight back the misinformation. Like she shouldn't have to do this, but the work that she's doing is very fucking important because again, like I said in my last video, I don't have no elders, and I don't mean that genuinely. I know that there are some light skinned people who are older who have been listening. Um, but I feel like I'm not trying to pour too much into other light skinned people. Um, that's just where I'm at. Like I'm not saying I'm not looking for elders to be supporting, and to be supported by. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I'm not trying to get into this whole like us light skinned people need to get together and like no, like actually like I would rather just pay someone deep dark skin. Yes, yes, yes. I've been loving her shorts. She makes a lot of good short content. But I feel like she made a video recently talking about how every generation they pick one deep dark skinned person to celebrate, and she was bringing up Lupita. She was bringing up Viola, she was talking about how she can only really root for Ryan Destiny because there's not a lot of deep dark skinned black girls to root for in this moment. And it's an awkward moment because again, she's creating content. She is what she's talking about. You know what I mean? And yet her being recognized, it all comes down to the white establishment. Even though here she is, beautiful, can act, can I don't know if she can sing. Let me not put that on her. But she can create content. She knows how to organize. She knows how to be a face. She knows how to work a digital brand. Again, there are so many deep dark skinned black women who are young, who are teens. And I'm saying black women, but she's a girl, right? But I'm not trying to be like making her, yeah, if that, I'm not trying to diminish her. I'm just saying like she's a teenager. Like she's a teen. You hear me? And so, with that being said, like, I'm over here talking about, like, I'm talking about her like she's an adult. She is a teenager doing the things that we're not seeing, that she's not seeing in Hollywood, and asking the right questions. But again, I think, not I think, I know it also takes, like, light skinned people uplifting that shit, like, white people uplifting that shit, like, for it to be a thing, and that it shouldn't take that. It should be we hear everybody, but we don't. So again, because we don't hear everybody, please pour into my sis, because she really is amazing. But again, like who people think is amazing is very much cherry picked. And she talks about colorism and texturism and featureism herself. She talks about experiencing dating colorist people. Like I just want to offer that this is someone who shares content in a very polished way. Um, but she's saying the things that people need to hear, and I wonder like by her creating all of this like amazing visual and sharing what she's sharing, there's a part of me that feels like even when a deep dark skinned black person is sharing something so valuable, they still have to go an extra mile to make sure that it's packaged perfectly. And so I just want to offer that like she deserves so much, but I also see that like the ways I'm able to exist online and people give a fuck about me and pour into me, like that is colorism as well. Like that is a part of anti-blackness. And so even just holding that, like I want folks to know, like I don't expect anyone to appreciate me or what I'm saying or to act as if I haven't said things that were anti-black or done things that were off. In fact, I want you to hold all of it because it is all real and it is all me. But at the same time, if you can't hold all of it, I'll never feel like you owed me that. You never did. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you again for just supporting me. But I feel like I'm trying my best to be mindful of the fact that, like, I've done so much. I've had so much grace, and there are so many people who they're operating on 100,000 million and like people are still missing the content. It's really fucked up. And I'm not saying that to be like, don't care about me. What I'm trying to offer is that I'm not trying to spend too much time here talking about colorism as if I know about it. I'm trying to betray my privilege as much as possible, but again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm not open to feedback or critique, but again, nobody owes me that. Nobody has to offer me that. So just please know I value y'all being here, but I also want to raise standards and I may fail. I probably will fail. Do I want to fail? No. But I also want to be realistic with myself that I'm not the strongest light skinned soldier. You feel what I'm saying here? So like please don't look at me like I'm doing something. I'm not. I'm just listening and I'm attempting to heal and be a less shittier version of myself. But at the same time, you know, if I fuck up, please know you do not have to be with me in that. You don't have to be feeling like this is our fuck up. It's not. It's mine. And so I just appreciate folks for again being here, witnessing, sharing space, loving me, holding space. My finger's gonna be okay, bitch. My finger's gonna be alright. We gonna have a good life. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know it's looking very like trust me. Trust me, I know it's looking. Oh no. Oh no, Lupita. I didn't know what was going on with Lupita. Yikes. I hate to hear that. But there's a part of me that feels like, again, with what I just said, it's like I don't know. I feel like it's a very complex conversation, is it not? Because it's like, sure, like we love to see a deep dark skinned woman winning, but I also feel like there's a part of me that's like, you know how many of us light skinned people are not shit and we still get to fucking live? Like I feel like whenever I hear like someone deep dark skin is not like being the best or like doing something that I always try to hold a little bit of space for the fact that like people really do hold deep dark skin people to a different standard. And so if I'm hearing about a deep dark skin person and someone's being not necessarily saying something negative about them, but saying something about them that, you know, it could impact them in the future, because that's another thing too. Like when deep dark skin people do anything, like people will make it seem like, oh, see, I knew, you know what I mean, like you were saying, I never liked her. It's like, damn, she is a whole stranger. Like, you know what I mean, like what could she have done? But at the same time, we don't know what she did. We don't know what she did in the context of how you're feeling. But I'm just trying to hold that, like, you know, there are moments where deep dark skin people are gonna do stuff that we're not gonna like. But does that mean that we gotta lower the standards around like when that shit happens? Because again, I've done shit that people didn't like. What did that mean for me? I'm just trying to hold space. I'm just trying to hold space. And I'm not trying to be rude or fucked up. I'm just trying to offer that, like, you know, if she's like her hanging around a lot of white people, I feel like that's another aspect of this too that I want to talk about. Stole Jodie Turner's husband, the white one. Bitch, ain't nobody canceling her for that. Let her go. That was that white man's choice. Let's be honest. And honestly, between me and you, don't that tell you something? Personally, personally, he giving collector. He giving collector vibes. I don't look at Jody or Lupita bad. I'm looking at Pacey. I'm like, Pacey, what's going on here? What's going on? You trying to have a Ryder Strong Angela moment? You trying to be that white man with the black woman? What's going on? Again, like sometimes we be looking at some folk like they're wrong, but then we have to hold like, what did Pacey do, babe? Cause good God, I also feel like you can't steal a man. You really can't steal a man. You cannot steal nobody. No one could be stolen. Not battling. Bitch, I thought Pacey was cute too, but damn, like to this day, to this day, to this day, he was a crush for sure, but to this day, listen, Elizabeth, look, listen, you not liking Lupita, that's your business. I'm hearing you, but I'm just sitting here like, what we gotta say fuck her for? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. I could be wrong, but damn, not Pacey. Like, he cute. Bitch, I'm crying. Not I had the control. Not I had this shit the whole time. But yeah, no. Personally, I just don't. I can't be mad at her for that. And see, that's the other thing too. It's like I appreciate that. I appreciate you for saying that, Marie, because that's what I'm trying to offer. Like, I don't hear shit about Lupita. All of a sudden, she dealing with this white man who was the husband of her fellow actress. Not Priyanka, bitch. Oh my God, I'm dead. Listen, I'll say this. I feel like if Pacey and Lupita is together, good luck. That's all I can say. Like, I feel like that's another aspect of this that, like, I don't want to give her too much, because, again, the more that I listen to deep, dark-skinned women, the more that I'm holding that, you know, there are so many black men who will be colorist towards black women to the point where some of them really do feel like a white man would never do this to me. And I feel like the other day when I was telling y'all, like, I was like, you know, I was dating this woman, and she told me straight up, like, my mom hates you, and my mom would rather me be with somebody else. And obviously she loves her mom, so she want to make her mom happy. And so it's like, damn, I've never had, let me not do that, because now, now I have. But it wasn't said so directly. However, I feel like it's easy to think like, oh, this wouldn't happen with a white person, or oh, this is going to be different. And I feel like, I feel for people who feel that. I feel for y'all, because I feel like I've totally said some shit like that. I've totally been like, oh, it's different because, like, we don't have this or that going. Like, the white people don't know this or that. And it's like, nah. Hey, Hey, Kita. What up, babes? But no, I'm just saying, like, I don't think everybody is hearing what they're saying when they say stuff about white people being this or that. I don't think everyone's hearing the same thing. I don't think everyone's hearing the same thing. Now she with a black man now, and see that's the thing too. And then it's like you date people, and then they be having you scared for the rest of your life when you see them doing some shit, because you're like, oh shit. Because now I bet you, like, damn, I bet that black man in danger. And so that's the other part of this. Is like, it's like sometimes people reveal some shit, and you kind of know now, like, well, can't trust you. You are a demon. Bitch, obviously this air mattress is not playing with my ass, bitch. I'm trying to get up. Hey, bitch! Praise God, girl. Praise God, because we didn't think we was going to make it. I really didn't think I was going to be able to get up off this bitch. Hooray. I'm going to go check my friend. My friend is visiting, but, like, they're kind of like my sibling, honestly. Like, Royal is low-key my sister. And so we be doing our own thing, but I also want to make sure she's good. Are you being good? I'm kidding. What's up? Hi. Okay. What are you watching?
Black Mirror.
Which one?
The last season.
Oh, that's the angel.
It's a demon.
Oh, yeah, he's like death, right?
Yeah.
Word. He still looks like an angel a little bit, though. They got angel vibes. But yeah, no. But yeah, I wanted to check on you. Are you hungry? Okay. Wait, but for dinner, what do you want to do? Okay. Pause. I feel like a mom right now. I'm like, damn, ain't nobody take out no meat. Ooh. Yeah, that's looking like some chicken. Yo, what do you think about this? Fried chicken? Fried rice? Fried chicken? Babes. Actually, let me put this rice back. Because this don't need to be out. Fuck, what time is it? Oh, it's only 2 o'clock. Thank fuck. Alright. What?
You still on live?
Yeah. Why? What's the vibes? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dying.
What?
I said dying.
You said you're dying?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't talk. I sound like a sucker.
You don't sound like a sucker, bitch. I mean, wait, do you want me to make you some more tea? Are you sure? Okay. There's ginger candy. Do you want some ginger candy? Okay, because there's ginger, there's honey. Did you get honey when you made more tea? Okay. Yeah, you're gonna be okay, babes. We got you. Sidebar though, there's cough drops in the bathroom. You want me to bring you some? They're cherry though.
I got the blue ones.
Oh. All right. BRB. Yeah, no, this is original work by our friend Autumn. They're amazing.
For real?
Yeah, no, we love Autumn. Lowest of keys, like me and Autumn almost fell out, but me and Royal had a combo, and Royal was like, just talk to him. And I was like, you right. But you know how you be ready to cut off your friends? Because you're like, bitch, you're not hearing me cry enough. Like, you're not hearing my pain. And I wasn't even telling them my pain. I wasn't even being honest. But now look at us. All doing better because we talk to each other. So that's really where I'm at. Like, I'm just grateful to have my friends in my life who encourage me to communicate, because my ass will really just tap into my Aquarius mother energy and be like, you know what? If y'all really cared, y'all would be doing this or that. Meanwhile, people can care about you and not do what the fuck you think they should do because you didn't even tell them. You didn't even talk to them about what the fuck you need. So That's where I'm at. Like I wasn't talking to my friends about my needs, and I was getting mad because I was like, why are y'all not helping me? Meanwhile, these motherfuckers is like, what is going on? You gotta start from the beginning. You can't just be like, y'all ain't checking in on, like, I have to use my words, bro, and like it's hard for me because I be like, you can't see this material. But yeah, no. My friend stays drawing. Like this is the house I come to like do arts and crafts. Like this is the layer. We got a lot going on up in here. But yeah, I feel like I'm around white people that like are aware that they have no idea how racist they are, and they have to listen to me. And even I don't know all the ways that they're being racist. Like, I feel like that's another nuanced thing too. Like, they know, like, as a mixed person, I don't even know how fucking racist your ass is. All I can see is what I've been shared with. But there's probably ways that you're being racist that I may not be able to see. So I have to be willing to hold space for that in them too. So, hell yeah, I appreciate you for saying that. But no, it's been real fucking demonic and whew. But yeah, anyways, I did want to talk about some other shit though. I had some other things on the docket that I wanted to bring up. Um I unfollowed Aaron. I feel like somebody might think that I'm fucked up for that. Somebody might think that I'm shady for that. But my thought process is this. I came to your house after being harmed by white people. That was not an opportunity for you to try to fucking punish me for not being perfect. That wasn't a moment for you to ever make me feel like shit. That was not a moment. If anything, it was a moment to repair a rupture that is fucking historical. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm in a city where you're not from either. We're both not from here. We're both transplants. Going through different lives. Like, it wasn't a moment for you to fucking make me feel like I should have did this or that. That wasn't a moment for that. So I'm really having to sit with the fact that some people really feel like punishing you makes sense. Like making you feel like shit makes sense. And I think like some people don't realize like bitch, like if you try to punish me, like that means that you don't see it for me. Do the right thing. Yes. You know what, Akasha? I feel like Do the Right Thing is a wild movie for many reasons. And I love that you brought it up because, like, I remember watching that movie and thinking it was so cool. But in retrospect, I look at Spike Lee and I'm like, Spike, woo! There's so much there. There's so much there. But I think at the end of the day, like, it's easy to think that, like, we're seeing a bunch of people be fucking anti-black or be racist, and I feel like even saying the word racist annoys me now, because it's like, bitch, we're talking about white supremacy. We're talking about motherfucking settler colonial project unfolding on people's asses. We're talking about so many things at once, and we say racism, but we need to be more pointed. White motherfucking supremacy. Mara, I appreciate you for saying that. Like, I just genuinely. Here's the thing that's funny to me about Spike is like Spike is, in my opinion, a very obvious colorist, a very obvious anti-black person. However, it's only obvious once you listen to black people and then you rewatch the shits. Like I just feel like rewatch any of his shit and it's very clear that he's a colorist, and that he's anti-black very clearly. And I feel like even the concept of like something being anti-black man, fascinating. Fascinating as fuck. Fascinating as fuck. I feel like The Color Purple for me was, in my opinion, it was exposing the secret lives and wonder inside of a black woman that people really didn't see it for. And personally, I think Whoopi Goldberg is beautiful, but I know based on the beauty standards of today and yesterday and the day before yesterday and the day before the day before the day before, people were not thinking that Whoopi Goldberg was a beauty. And so even her being in that role, even her being cast in the way that she did, is a moment to acknowledge like why? who, what, where, when, why. Because if we don't, then we're kind of missing it. Like, there was a reason why they made sure to cast Whoopi as Celie, and that other person who we don't even know the name of to be the more beautiful girl. Like, there's a reason why we're supposed to see a juxtaposition against two black women and then narrow it down to feature. Like, there's a reason why people do shit like that and why, what they're trying to say. Same thing with Halle Bailey being cast in Color Purple. What are they trying to do? What are they trying to do with that? Just consider. Because in Color Purple, personally, I feel like they were like, either way it was fucked up. Either way it was fucked up. But I feel like in the Color Purple, they were trying to say she was like, they were so similar, but she was just prettier. In the new blush of it, it's like, babe, you're literally naming that this lighter skinned, very mixed person is more superior and better. I'm not saying that one is worse than the other. Well, yeah, I am. Because again, the original Color Purple, people kind of felt affinity for it. But the new Color Purple, people are like actively shouting out about colorism. I don't know. I don't want to say that. The function of the role, Nettie, seemingly was to show that there was someone that just had a better life. Seemingly, they just had a better life plan for them, and they could have better, and they could be choosy. They could run. Even her sister, like being able to get the kids back, that shit seemingly rested on her beauty and her otherness, her otherworldliness. And again, take that as you will. I see more clearly every time I listen to deep dark skinned people. Oh, it's colorism again. Like, a lot of times. And again, us light skinned people aren't supposed to be able to say that's some colorist shit. We're supposed to be like, oh, I don't know, you guys. Like, I see people critiquing colorism and people will really be like, you're being racist. And it's like, what? Like, people are calling black folks racist for talking about light-skinned people and how we be operating. So, yeah, it's beyond being canned. It's beyond, like, tiptoeing around shit. Folks actually have to scream and yell. That shit is, like, actually, like, I just genuinely feel it's so necessary for us lighter-skinned people to be, like, if we see someone saying something's colorist, to just be a support. Just be like, absolutely. Even if you can't see it, bitch. Yep. Because again, we're never going to see it. We're never going to see it. We're never going to see it that way. Even people lifting up or not even lifting up, people naming colorism and the way they get attacked is part of the function of why we don't be knowing. Because people are showing us when a deep dark skinned person says something, attack them. That's what we're being taught to do. So let's hold that. Akasha. I feel like Whoopi's been beautiful every part of her life. But the most recent experiences of her, like, I just feel like she said some very strange things most recently. I cannot remember all what she said. But it sounds sometimes to me like she's just been around a white people a lot. And so she's like just trying to be on their type of time. That's just how I'm feeling. I could be wrong. And like, I'm not trying to say that that's okay. But there's a part of me that's like, I'm really not about to sit here and act like I don't know what that's like. Being around white people trying to match their energy. Whoa. So yeah. I have empathy for that. Because again, if you're around white people with low standards, bitch, you'll do anything. And I ain't trying to critique and hold nobody accountable. I'm just trying to name probably you too. Probably you too. Being around white people is dangerous. It is. Being around colorist, light-skinned people, and I feel like saying colorist, light-skinned people is like oxymoronic. Being around light-skinned people is dangerous. It is. Especially for deep dark-skinned people. And I'm saying that as a light-skinned person who is like, I don't want to say that other light-skinned people be putting me in danger, but like other light-skinned people expect me to be on code with their colorist ass. Like that's just the case. So with that being said, like the anti-blackness that be happening, it's like as I try to offer, I can't see it all. So I must keep on listening because, again, there's times where shit happens and I'm like, whoa, whoa, I would have never had this critique because I can't. You feel like Get Out explained a lot? I feel like do I want to drag Jordan Peele? I don't mean this to sound like I'm different. It might sound that way, but anytime ever anybody asks me if I watch Key and Peele, I want to be like, no. But now I be like, oh, I've heard of it because I be noticing how people be acting. Like when you don't like Key and Peele. It's very much like a moment. It's very awkward, and I'm just like, why do we care? Because at the end of the day, let's be candid about Key and Peele. They're mixed men who know that because of their phenotype, they're able to get away with certain shit without being critiqued harshly. And when I say harshly, I mean at all. Like, I don't think that his experiences as a mixed person should be diminished. I think mixed people face anti-blackness, absolutely. However, we have the privilege to be able to be like, oh, they were just having a bad day. Oh, you know, like we can say anything and people will believe it. We could really make racism into just a bad day. Can't we? Come through, Henrietta. Here's my thing. If you want to share the film Get Out and like what you appreciate from it, I'm here to hear you. But I'm not obsessed with black people. I am obsessed with anti-blackness, absolutely. Because it's constantly fucking happening and unfolding. And even when people think it's not happening, it is. And that is another part of why I can seem obsessed, and I'm okay with that. But as far as like biracial white have movies, a mixed man made this movie. That's why I'm talking about it. If a black man had made this movie, I probably wouldn't talk about it. I probably would, though, if it had some weird themes in it for me. But personally, I'm bringing it up because I feel like us mixed people have the opportunity to tell black stories. And if black people think that they're good, then that works. When did I ever shit on The Color Purple? I felt like The Color Purple, the new one, is problematic because they're using a lighter skinned person to try to tell a story that didn't need a light skinned person. If you're mad that I see a light skinned person being put into a movie where they shouldn't be, that's valid. That critique could have been from someone else, absolutely. And honestly, it was. I wouldn't have known that people were upset about it unless dark skinned folks said this is problematic. So I feel like that's the thing. Being obsessed with black people, I'm talking about Key and Peele. This is what I mean. Babes. Like, I feel like, wait. Like, I feel like people want to, like, take up for us mixed people or take up for certain mixed work or stuff. Also, wasn't The Color Purple directed by Steven Spielberg? Like, wasn't there a lot of white hands on deck? I'm not trying to be shady when I say this, but I critique a lot of shit. So if folks are feeling a way about it, or Henrietta specifically, you're valid. Like, that's fine. But as far as you liking The Color Purple, I don't feel like I ever said the original Color Purple was fucked up. I mean, the themes in it were really fucked up. But I'm genuinely talking about Halle Bailey being added to the cast. I don't think I said anything about Color Purple that was, like, disparaging to a point. But I could be wrong, bitch. I say a lot of shit. So, please. I don't think we talked about Eve's Bayou very much. And honestly, I'm going to be so honest. We should watch that together if y'all wanted to. I know it's triggering, but I honestly never understood it. Like, I just never understood what was happening in it. And, like, I haven't done a deep dive because I wanted to watch it again. But it just always felt off to me. I hear you on Halle being added. Do you personally feel like Halle being added doesn't change the story? Because to me, it changes the story. Because Celie and Nettie were both, like, they were sisters. And I feel like it spoke to how in this setting, Nettie's beauty was what spared her from a bad life, seemingly. And how Celie could be the stand-in, seemingly. Word. That's your opinion. If other people feel differently, that's fine. Me personally, a random bitch. I feel like this was a moment to platform a deep dark skinned young actress. That's why I'm annoyed. Because again, as I said earlier, there's a lot of darker skinned black teens talking about how they don't have, other than Ryan Destiny, that they could name off the top of their head, deep dark skinned peers to represent them in media, but also be a part of the circus that is the Hollywood circus. So with that being said, I'm not trying to say that like people can't feel a way about what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to offer that like I don't I don't think very deeply about Color Purple as like something to really be critiquing. Like I feel like the whole story is motherfucking tragic and fucked up, but obviously the story must be told. However, the access of being a pretty girl, in the context of like both of the girls are not even are literally objects. Like I feel like that's the thing. Like they were both supposed to be just given away, wild seeds, just offered up to a man to take off the parents' burden. So using Hallie, see, folks saying Hallie changes the story. I understand. But I also feel like using Hallie and Elizabeth, thank you for saying that. Because some people may have not seen the movie in a little while, but the main critique of the character Celie was that she was ugly, and it was almost as if her ugliness is why people felt comfortable treating her poorly. And so them using Hallie is kind of like hammering home that even another dark-skinned woman could never be the pretty one. Because that's what they were saying with Nettie. They were saying Nettie was the pretty one, so she deserved to get out. And Nettie remembered her sister is in hell. And she says, I'm coming back, and we're going to beat this man ass with me, your kids. Like, I feel like the story really is about two darker-skinned sisters who never forgot about each other and all the shit that could try to make you forget that you have love out here. And again, you know, another aspect, the movie is all about punishing Celie for literally existing and privileging the sister just enough to get out of hell. So but I feel like if folks want to pick apart other movies, that's fine. But I don't feel like we was on Color Purple that long before. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Wait, what did I say? I'm so sorry, Henrietta, because I feel like I got you annoyed as fuck, and I'm just trying to be like in the moment with you and not be like making it seem like you're unreasonably angry for something that could have been said. I mean, I don't see people as color shades, but I know people see other people like that. So I have to think like that at times. Absolutely. Unfortunately. Because again, like as a lighter skinned person, there's things that I've heard that I've never felt. But people who are more marginalized than me have. And so I have to hold that. Like, I'm not trying to traumatize anybody or fuck anybody up, but my earliest colorist memory in terms of like colorism unfolding was my brother looking at me and looking at my mother and commenting on our skin tone and being very upset that he was darker than us. I'm not saying that that was my pain to hold, but I've been in proximity with darker skinned people who were like, what the fuck is going on? And then also the ways that my brother has been treated, the ways that he has had to operate as a black man. No one thought he was mixed. And seeing him fight to be seen as mixed. I've seen some shit, y'all. I hear what you're saying. I feel like I'm giving discourse on anti-blackness more than anything. I don't feel like I'm ever really trying to comment on black people. I feel like I center a lot of my critiques around like white people and how they're being harmful. But I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you for sure. Please, just know I'm hearing you. And I'll be more mindful in the future of talking about black folks for sure. But again, I personally feel like I'm trying to navigate conversations as a mixed person with information that all mixed people do not have, all light-skinned people do not have, all colorist people do not have. I am a colorist, absolutely. You'll hear me name people and talk about their skin tone, and I'm hoping to do it in a way that's like respectful. Absolutely. And I'm not a black person, so that's why I'm sharing my tale, so other mixed people can get in alignment and not be weird. But I also hold space for the fact that like people unlearning behavior is going to look weird as fuck. I'm gonna hold that for sure. I'm never speaking for black people at all. I'm never speaking for black people. I'm speaking for myself as a mixed person who is aware of stratifying the one drop rule. I'm aware that some people see me as black. I'm aware that like some people treat me poorly because they think I'm a black person. I am also aware that there are times people treat me kindly because I am not a black person, and they're very aware of that. And also that I'm a colorist. That like I am going to see people's color. I'm going to pay attention. Absolutely. And it's not necessarily at this point because I'm like trying to be around certain folk, but I have to hold space for the fact that a lot of the people that have harmed me have been white. A lot of people who have been harmful around me, to deep dark skinned people have been light skinned and white. I have to hold that. And again, as a mixed person, I feel like there were times where I gave people grace that they didn't deserve. And I also have to hold that I've done embarrassing things, that I've been anti-black, that I'm probably going to be anti-black in the future, that maybe I'm anti-black right now. Just trying to explain. Maybe there's nothing to say. How would I know? So I'm just trying to have open dialogue with you. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. Like, carry on amongst yourselves. I feel like me and Henrietta got this. I feel like they're speaking for themselves. I'm speaking for myself. Heard you. Heard you. My question is this: what is can someone, and if you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but can you please tell me what offensive story I told about dark skinned people? Please tell me, cause I would love to like not do that again. I would love to not do that anymore. But again, I'm not going to operate like I would know what I'm doing that's harmful or that's harming folks. So please, thank you for just taking the time to break silence and be candid with me about how you're feeling. Because again, there's no way for me to know how I'm impacting y'all unless y'all tell me. So, Michaela, I hear you. I feel like for some people, though, that could be a low bar. So, I'm trying to hear that too. And I'm not a biracial person. I want to also put that out here. And I feel like that's perhaps part of the context of like why I'm being so candid, because I'm not biracial. I have a white passing parent who is operating as a mixed person. More cringy, they're operating as a black person. And so I'm trying to also be candid about the fact that like I was raised by a white person who uses their mixedness and proximity to blackness to operate like they know shit, and was telling me misinformation and was being colorist around me, and anti-black around me. So I just want to be candid that like my story is for the people who are being raised by mixed people who are spreading misinformation, being raised by mixed people who are quantifying their blackness, counting all the black people in their family to use that to posture. I'm also trying to speak out as someone who is not a biracial, but who is a mixed person. Not all mixed people are biracial. Not all biracial people, all biracial people are mixed. Not all mixed people are biracial. The negative ones, I'm not sure what you're meaning. I'm not sure what you're meaning, honestly, and I'm not trying to be shitty. I appreciate folks bypassed. Yeah, absolutely, Akasha. Um, saying that I'm not black culturally, I'm not mad at you saying that. I think like being raised like from 13 to like 17 in foster care, primarily having like black folks be my guardians. Like I think that like saying that I'm not like culturally black is like real, but I also feel like I'm not sure what you're meaning. Like, I feel like if anything, I think I have more access to blackness than whiteness. However, that has been my perception as a mixed person. That could also not be the case to other people's perception, and that's fine. However, I feel like I'm not trying to fight for anything. Like, I'm not trying to like operate like I'm a black person. I'm very aware that I'm not. But was I always? Not at all. And I also feel like the ways that people stratify the one drop rule and act as if like because they have this amount of blackness I mean, listen, if Henrietta's upset, that's okay. I feel like it's valid to be upset about a light skinned person being this candid. I feel like this is not every day. So I don't want to gaslight Henrietta because like honestly like I said before, like this is another thing I want to bring up in the middle of this that I think might help some people. When white people show up and they're like, "Oh, anti-blackness. Oh my god, like this or that." I do think to myself, how the fuck do you know? What? Like, I literally get shook whenever white people perform too woke around me. So again, it could be that Henrietta's like, bitch, is this a performance? Are you trying to get followers? Are you trying to get clout? Like, that is not what that is. But I understand like her being like frustrated. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I feel like again, I don't expect to come here and for everybody to be cool with the fuck I say. Like that would be so strange, wouldn't it be? It would be so strange. Like if I really expected you all to just like obey, like and be like wouldn't that be so fucked up? I feel like I'm not trying to operate out of punishment. I'm not trying to punish or harm any of y'all for having different ideas or opinions or even opinions that I should listen to that I've never heard before. I don't want to punish anyone for anything that they have to say or offer. I want to love y'all, and love to me means listening, offering empathy, offering support. That's what I feel like makes the most sense personally. Yeah, I don't want us to harm Henrietta because she is saying some shit that I have not heard. Like I feel like let's let her cook if she wants to. Henrietta, you have no need to perform or share or do any more. I'm hearing you. I'm genuinely looking for clarity and I'm not trying to be antagonistic and I'm hoping that that comes across. But if not, I understand because again, the chat is going, I'm going, so like who knows like how it's feeling for you. But if you wanted to take a moment and DM if you want to take a moment and just take a break from this convo, that's okay. Like, please, whatever you want to do for yourself. Like, I'm hearing you. I'm open. I'm gonna smoke again though. Absolutely. I thought I smoked both of them out there, but I didn't. But again, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to hear me or hold space for what I'm saying. Because again, like we have to hold space, you guys. Like when white people start getting information, they do be changing and they be acting mad weird. So I don't want to make it seem like my access to information is justified in how I'm coming. Like just because like I have this info don't mean I need to be the one sharing it. And I feel like I tried to take a moment to be like, oh, this isn't my story when I was talking about my brother, but that could have been triggering for someone to hear that like what I said, because maybe they have a lighter skinned sibling and their sibling was fucked up to them. Or their mom treated their light skinned sibling nicer. Those are things that happen to people. So I don't want to be sitting here acting like I ain't been listening for a long time, a long enough to hear that there's going to be people that are going to be very annoyed with me sharing any of this. Michaela, Michaela, thank you for saying that because I feel like there are some black folks that are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Like, and that's valid as hell. I feel like that's very valid. I feel like that's the thing. Like, there are a lot of us light skinned people who do very terrible, fucked up, weird things. I can't imagine what it looks like for a deep dark skinned person who has perhaps been harmed by us to hear me speak. I can't imagine what that's like. That might be really fucking frustrating. Because again, I'm fucking up. Like, I'm still fucking up. Some of the things I'm sharing, I probably shouldn't have shared. Some of the things I said, I may have not needed to say. This is part of it, you know? Like, and that's why I don't want it to be like, we're gonna fight the person that's willing to break silence. Like, how does that make sense? Like, how do y'all think I got to this point? Because there are deep, dark skinned people talking about shit, and I'm listening. So I don't want to stop listening now. Damn, Clar. I mean, look, if you're not a black person, maybe don't speak about don't speak about color purple right now. maybe right now the convo about color purple not being received in a particular way. That's okay. I feel like we can all hold space for that. With that being said, I wish, is there a way to do a poll? Because I'm like, is there a way for me to ask the people? Oh, yep, I can. Yep. We gonna start using the poll, y'all, because that might actually help us. That, and when I say us, I mean me. Okay, got a little poll going on, and I'm hoping it works out. Um, I'm not offended. I'm not offended. My father is black, and I know that somebody in his family is mixed, but I don't know who. I think it's my granny. But at the same time, I don't know what my granny looked like on my dad's side. I know what my grandfather on my dad's side looks like, and based on how my dad looks, yeah, there's no way to know because I have an auntie that's lighter skinned. So I feel like I don't know. I have no idea. But my father operates as a black man from Jamaica. And my mom is she a 75 white, 25. She a very quadroon. She a quadroon. And then her father is a 75 25 like a Rihanna. You get what I'm saying here? So with that being said, like, you know, that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from being raised by the fucking system. But I did have enough contact with my white looking parent to know that I'm not white. However, I did not have enough information to hold my mixed identity because I feel like I read recently that mixedness is not a full identity in America. That like people really are invested in the tribal system of black or white, or non-black, non-white. Like I feel like it's really that. And so because of my phenotype, because of the hair that I wear, because of my natural hair, because of the way that I may appear to some folks are like, well, we're not going to call you other, we're not going to call you white, so you must be black. And I have to correct people. That is going to be a forever thing that I have to do. However, with that being said, that's not something that people just tell you. Like these are things that I had to gather like in my life. And so with that being said, like I'm not going to make the right decisions all the time when I'm communicating because again, I wasn't raised by someone who knew what the fuck they were talking about. So I have to do a lot of work to figure out what the fuck I'm talking about. Because again, mixed people do spread misinformation. That's another reason why I don't want to shut down anybody black talking because again, black folks have information that obviously has been passed down, obviously comes from emotional intelligence, obviously comes from like history. You know what I mean? And so because my identity is seemingly younger and like newer, I don't want to be acting as if like this won't be causing confusion and stress. However, there are enough people here that know mixed people, that know mixedness is a full identity, that know that there are people that are mixed and that may not say that. They're like operating like they're not mixed. I don't want to be doing that because I didn't know that that was fucking erasure, first. I also didn't know that that was harm, second. I also didn't know that that shit was fucking weird. So I just want to say that, like, there's things that we don't know, and I'm trying to hold space for what I'm hearing and what seems to me to make the most sense. Again, will I be wrong? Absolutely. And I feel like as a mixed person and as a lighter skinned person and also as a non-black person, we should be real comfortable with being wrong and being named in our wrongness. Because again, we're not gonna always fucking know, and that's so fucking important to me to hold that like I don't know. Because a big part of narcissism is acting like we know. Like a big part of like white supremacy is operating like we know. And so I'm not trying to offer that I know anything. Like all I can share is what I've experienced and what I've been told. And again, even in this convo, like there are people like, well, I don't like this. That's real. That's valid. Like I'm trying to hold that as well. Um Jai, I appreciate you for saying that. Word. I feel you. I feel like that's the thing about the one drop rule, right? Because I feel like that's what we're talking about essentially. Is like when the one drop rule was created, it was so that white people could maintain their whiteness. They didn't care. They didn't care about anybody else maintaining their identity. Like white people wanted to maintain whiteness. And so now there's a huge conversation happening. I disagree. I feel like people want to talk about race science. I feel like if people think that, then it's so fascinating because it's like, wouldn't you agree that we live in a world where like people are very fascinated with biracial people, very fascinated with two different looking people fucking and having kids? Like I know for a fact, like as a mixed person, like there are people that are always like not always, but like a lot of people have speculated about my future children. Like as a mixed person, people are weird. People are very weird about like mixed people having children, like or even like non-black people having children with black people. Like there's a big speculation on how the baby will look. Like it's not race science though. And so with that being said, like I don't want to operate like I don't hear what's being said, but I also want to hold that like I may not be like delivering it the best as well. So that's my thought process. I don't necessarily see. Here's the thing. I never was a mixed person that felt like I was like in the middle. Like I never felt like that. Like unfortunately, because of anti-blackness, I never felt like I could be like I'm black and white. Like I never felt that. Like I always felt like I had to not defend, but I feel like people would see my mom and they'd be like, oh, I saw you with this white lady, and I'm like, yeah, that's my mom. And so like I always like had to explain this white bitch near me. I always had to account for this white lady standing to my right. So I just want to hold that like I feel like the ways I was holding myself was as like a person that has mixed ancestry, but because my mom was trying so hard to be like, and I feel like that's another thing too, like my mom wishes she was black. She do. That's a different experience. Like I'm gonna talk about it though. Like there's white passings out here that really wish that they wasn't white and they're very distressed. And they'll do anything to get closer to blackness. That's a horror movie that needs to be made, bitch. That's a Get Out right there. But with that being said, my experiences are not supposed to be spoken about. Because I'm never supposed to see my white looking mama as a weirdo. I'm supposed to be like, yeah, Miss Tammy. She just dark white. Like mixed folks are really like we hold a lot of weird stories. My bad if I'm stressing anybody out. It's not something rigid to say I'm black. It's something inaccurate. Like blackness is not a fucking spectrum. It's not. There's a huge difference between someone being a lighter skinned black person and being a mixed person. And people don't talk about it enough. And that's okay. Like there are people that are lighter skinned and black. That's not me though. That's not my experience. But we don't talk about that. A lot of shit is not getting talked about. I'm talking about it. If it's annoying you, I hear you. Bob Marley biracial? Do people talk about Bob Marley being biracial? No. Because he, in my opinion, went out his way. Word. And here's the thing. Am I ashamed or mad that someone thinks I'm black? Fuck no. I've been grateful. Thank you. However, it's been one-sided, bitch. Because I've exploited blackness. And while it wasn't my intention, I still did that shit. I still used words that weren't mine to use. I still like put myself in places where I shouldn't have been. So just like that bitch was asked if she was Chinese. People don't be asking me if I'm Chinese, but people do be saying I'm Cambodian and shit. This one man just told me, he's like, you look like you some sort of Asian. I'm like, well, all right. Again, it depends on who got who in their family if people claim me. Kawaguchi, thank you. Timing, impeccable. It depends on who's in your family if I'm being claimed or not. So I'm always a mixed person. That's the easiest thing to say, right? That way, if you're not claiming me, I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm not, gaslighting you. Like, I feel like that's the thing. It's like I'm either gaslighting people or What exactly? Yeah, I've heard Blasian before. Absolutely. People have asked me if I'm Cambodian. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, saying that I'm as mixed as the average black person is gaslighting. Most people don't have a white mama. Don't do that. Don't do that to people. Most people not J. Cole. Come on now. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference between lighter skinned people who are black. There's black light skinned people. They're not looking like me though. And that's just that on that. And I'm not gonna. I feel like the race science to me is that it's saying like mixed people today are just as mixed as black people. No, we're not. We're not. We're not. It's okay though. Again, I don't feel no way about not being black no more. Like, I don't mean it to be shitty. I'm just like I don't feel no way about it. Like I'm just like it's probably for the best people aren't seeing me as black. It's probably for the fucking best. Like honestly, because again, that means that we're moving the goalpost towards black people. If they're moving away from me, it means that we're moving towards that way. But I'm not trying to say like it to be insensitive. I'm trying to say that like it's good because that means that my mom is mixed, but she looks white. So if you saw my mom, you would not be thinking that's a black woman. Yet she says she's black. Again, the gaslighting gotta stop somewhere, don't it? Again, Akasha, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you for sure. But what I'm trying to offer is I have recent admixture in my family. I have a whole white grandmother. I have a whole white grandmother, y'all. Miss Mary. There's not advantages to making the scope of blackness wider. It's not. And that's race science to me. Because if you think that making blackness a more vague idea helps anybody, you're talking about helping me and the colonizer. I hate to say it. I hate to be so blunt, but we cannot mince words, babe. I don't know how much time we got. I don't know how much time we got. And I mean that so sincerely. The rent is too high. Is ooh, my friend cussing somebody out. Get him! Talk your shit. See, but here's the thing though. If you're not the quote unquote typical, are you trying to say that you're mixed? Because I feel like we gotta get plain, babe. We gotta get plain about what we're talking about. Like if you know that you have mixed people in your family and you like honestly like there's just a checklist at this point. It's like, babe, is your mom white? Is your mom non-black? Is your dad non-black? Is one parent non-black? You're mixed. Hooray! Honestly, it should be like 3 questions, babe. Is anybody in your recent family non-black that created you? That's it. It's actually 1 question. Look at that. So short. And again, I know that some people will feel fucked up. I know some people will feel like, oh no. That's what you need to feel. That's what you need to feel. You don't think I feel cringe? You don't think I feel like fucking weird? Like a weirdo? Yes. It's important for us to feel it. I'm telling you right now. Because ain't nobody black supposed to be feeling this. But yet, when they go into a space and it's a bunch of mixed people, they can't say shit. Because then they getting looked at like they're doing race science. is gaslighting to the next fucking degree. And again, I don't know anything, but what I'm hearing is real fucked up. And I'm not gonna fucking sit here and act like it's not fucked up. Cause that's part of being motherfucking anti-black, I feel. And that's my feeling about it. It's I feel like it's anti-black for me to act like people have not felt like this. Again, like blackness is not a spectrum, and it's unfortunate because again, my mom telling me that it is only included her. It included her. That was the whole point of her saying that, to include herself. So just consider that. People who say that they want to widen the scope of blackness, they want to include themselves. And I know some people don't want to hear that. But when we say light-skinned black person, we're talking about people that exist. There are black folks who are lighter skinned. But they're not motherfucking mixed like Again, I'm not trying to gaslight nobody or harm nobody, or be an asshole. I'm just trying to say that like some people's idea of blackness is very wide. Some people's idea of blackness is very small, and I feel like I don't say small. I feel like I'm only trying to critique the people who think that blackness is a wide thing. And I feel like the wide spectrum of blackness, unfortunately, has included some people who are anti-black. I definitely do check other, because again, look, listen, hear me out, hear me out. Um, Black women are not getting the motherfucking access to healthcare, but mixed women are. Like lighter skinned people are getting better healthcare. And it's not because we're checking a box saying we're black, it's because colorism. So it's like it's deeper than just me not naming myself as black. It's deeper than that. And so again, I hope people don't take offense, but I also know that anti-blackness is so fucking deep that like some people will really feel like I'm trying to walk away from community when really I'm trying to be ethical within it and not gaslight people who are already being harmed in a way that I never will be. So just I hope people can hold that like there are people out here who have watched the Beyoncés and the obviously mixed people of the world say that we are black and take opportunities and be motherfucking shitty and act like that we know something or that we're better or that like we're pedestalized in a particular way. And I know some people are not. Exactly, Marie, I appreciate you for saying that. Like, I know some people are not going to be able to hold what I'm saying because it implicates you. I hope that, like, you just feel your feelings. I hope you feel your feelings. Because, again, I don't want to sit up here and act like I just know shit. I don't. I've had to sit with myself. I've had to, like, I'm not trying to take up too much space talking about, like, how I've sat with it and like it was so hard, but it's like it really was because I've said a lot of shit. I've said so many things that I can't take back that are just out there. And so like if someone like comes into my life, especially a black person comes into my life, I have to be candid about this. Like there's so many things that I have to say about my past behavior that I don't think people understand. Like it's not a overnight. Like you're gonna have moments where you feel like yay, like I'm not gaslighting people, like yay, like I'm in community with people who like see me as a full person and like I don't have to like quantify myself so that I can be in the room. Like, yay. And then there's times where I'm like, fuck, but I did that, but I did that, but I did that. Or I'll see mixed people do overtly colorist things and be like, hey, like, friend, me too. And I'll have to, again, hold myself accountable as a colorist so that I can have a moment with this light skinned person to try and do something. Because again, like I'm not trying to offer that like I've suffered. I'm not suffering. But I am sitting with like the discomfort that you feel when you have done way too fucking much and you've said way too much and there's no way to go back and there's no way to there's no way to pick apart every single thing. Like it's I'm never gonna remember it all. And so when it hits me, it hits me. And so I don't expect people to fucking care that deeply about what I'm saying in this moment. I'm just trying to offer that like I'm not like taking this lightly. Like I'm not sitting here like and another little factoid, like that's not I just feel like as things are coming up I'm trying to address them, but I'm also trying to be like and me too, you know, any colorist thing that you can think of, I've probably done it. Like I've probably said or done or did something weird as fuck and was not thinking about the implications or how anti-black it was because I'm thinking that my proximity to blackness means I'll never be anti-black. Like I think that that's another aspect of this. It's like some of us mixed people feel like our proximity to blackness will never will mean that we're always the receiver of anti-blackness. And I feel like that's maybe another part to punch in that like I have absolutely experienced anti-blackness and I've absolutely perpetuated it as well. And so with that being said, I want to name that there are a lot of us mixed lighter skinned people who are perpetuating anti-blackness, who are being anti-black, and yet naming what we're doing, you'll be met with a lot of fucking like scrutiny and skepticism, even though this person is obviously being anti-black. You're not wrong. And yet people will accuse you of being too mean, too loud, too direct, too aware of what the fuck you're seeing and hearing. And so I'm trying to offer that there may be some light-skinned people around you who may have operated in a fucked up way that may cause you discomfort in this moment. And I'm sorry to say that, and I'm sorry to do that to you. Like, I'm not trying to hurt you, but I'm also not trying to hurt you in the future. So if I name myself now, maybe in the future it'll hurt you less when I say something and you're like, and you'll be like, okay, they're seeing it from this lens and they're not. You know what I mean? Like maybe, but also maybe you'll be like, fuck this bitch and fuck these light skinned people around me. Like honestly, like the more I'm around people who raise their standards for care for me, the more I can say fuck you to the people who didn't. Like being around, like, and I'm not trying to put the white people I'm around on a pedestal, but they're unlearning white supremacy actively. They're actively asking questions and questioning behavior. And I am appreciating that so fucking much because being around white people who are holding a certain standard of care for me means I can now look at all the white people who didn't hold that standard and say without a fucking doubt, you did not fucking do what you were supposed to do. And that's fucked up. And I'm angry and I'm very hurt. And I don't actually want to repair with you. However, when you're around people with low standards for you, you will really be sitting there questioning whether or not you're being grateful enough for the bottom of the fucking barrel care. And I want people to hold that, like me breaking silence about being a mixed person is also to name that that mixed person, that light skinned person, that weird person who you know is not black is being weird, and you know it. And you know it. And you've been clocked it, and people are gaslighting you. I'm sorry to be that person here now. I'm sorry. But I also know what that feels like in some ways, not completely. To have someone raise their standards, and you're like, oh shit, I'm being abused here. I'm being harmed here. I'm being gaslit here. Some people raising their standards really does fuck you up. Because then you're like, damn, I always deserved respect and support and care and love. It's fucked up. It's fucked. Imagine me realizing being around white people with just slightly more praxis behind their motherfucking rhetoric. I'm like, yeah, this is really basic care, ain't it? But when you're around white people who are like infantilizing you, making you feel like you're just not smart enough, it's real sick. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. Again, now that I'm in a safer space, can I address the unsafe whites? That's another thing. It takes safer spaces for you to go backwards and be like, fuck you to other people. Like you like and I get it. Not everybody wants to say fuck you. But I'll hold this. I believe in my heart that there are situations where you're going through stuff and really all you need is gentleness and kindness. And some people will ask you to perform as if you are worthy of that. They will see you go through pain and wonder, well, why don't you just perform for me so I know that it's worthy to give it to you? They will not see the what you've gone through and hold, you never deserve that. You deserve better. You're safer with me. We'll figure it out together. If you're not experiencing that, how could you ever know? If the standards don't improve, how can you ever see how low they were? That's what I'm trying to offer. Like if mixed people are not raising our standards for like what we'll accept around white people, around motherfucking anti-blackness hitting us, and then of course, like that's where I'm at. It's like if I'm around white people that are fucked up, I put my friend Royal in danger. I put all black people in danger that I know if I say that this is a cool white person or I'm around them too much. And I want other folks to think like that. I want other mixed people to think like that. If you're a mixed light skinned person around other mixed light skinned people who are colorist, you're putting black people in danger. I want you to think like that. Because again, like the standards must be raising. Because if they're on the fucking ground, people get hurt, people get harmed very much internally, externally, and we're not able to assess that harm. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I feel like I'm not trying to fucking make it seem again, I'm not the strongest light skinned warrior. That's not what I'm trying to give. What I'm trying to offer is I've been a terrible light skinned person, a terrible mixed person, a person who has extrapolated or extracted black culture, black cool, and has been able to benefit from blackness. And I want to be candid that like the ways in which like I've held myself as a person like has not been, it's not been right and it's not been ethical, but most importantly it has harmed people. Like there are black people who probably don't like me, who like people have gaslit about my blackness. Like I have to sit with that there have been times where I wasn't like in good faith coming through, and somebody black was like, there's something here. And they were right. I wasn't black. I never was. But holding myself a certain way, being in certain spaces, talking certain ways, these are things that will signal to someone that I am not a mixed person. And I feel like I'm not trying to be like on some I'm mixed cuz I know that like that's why I think partly why I was so like I don't want to be holding that as an identity because I've only seen mixed people be fucking self exotifying. And so, like, I'm trying to really hold in real time that I've only seen mixed people be like, I'm mixed. I've never seen anybody mixed be like, and like, I also will not stand for anti blackness. And I'm also holding space for the most marginalized. I've never seen mixed people be in community with black folks in a way that's holding like that we are anti black in a way that's holding like we are not black people. I've never seen that. I've literally only seen mixed people operate like I'm light skinned, I'm mixed. Fucking Natalie Nunn head ass, Cardi B head ass, like just weird light skinned people trying to take from blackness and or trying to operate as if we are some sort of hybrid. And I feel like that's another way that I feel like I've been perceived as like a lighter skinned person who just knows stuff and like I'm not. I try to read and listen, but I feel like it's very important for me to cite my sources, especially now because I've been listening to black people. That's how I got to where I got. Like, so I need to listen to black folks with the intention to hear and not fucking like gain information and gain intelligence and like share it with you in a particular way. I'm trying to share from my own experiences as a mixed person, being fucked up, being weird, being exotifying myself, holding myself as a black person. Like, there's a lot of things that people don't hold. See, Jalen? And see, that's the thing. Like, my confidence to say shit is racist or anti-black, it comes from seeing my own self as the harmed and like not thinking about the most marginalized. And so I'm glad that like this mixed person called out anti-blackness, but I feel like even the fact that black folks have to whisper around something and that there's not enough community seemingly, I don't know, for that mixed person to be like, hey, because like I check in with like when I'm in community with black folks, when I'm in space with black folks, I'm like, oh, is this person acting right? Like, are they giving weird? Like, I try to check in about white people and other people of non-blackness around so that like if there is something weird happening, it's lifted up. But I feel like at the same time, if I'm not doing that, I won't really have community around like what I'm seeing. And also like considering that like people wanting to collaborate with you around calling out racism is honestly dangerous. Like that's the other thing too. It's like y'all were whispering because who the fuck trying to lose a job over a racist? So it's like it's one of those things where it's like I'm not trying to be again acting like I'm a savior. I'm not. I'm trying to operate within the framework of like privilege that I've been like missing because like I didn't see it. Like I didn't see the privilege of naming myself as a mixed person. And I'm not saying that I'm trying to get privilege. What I'm trying to offer is if you're privileged and you're over here operating like you're the oppressed and the marginalized, like sweetie, they can see you. Like, what the fuck? And, like, again, in retrospect, it's so clear. At the time, no. At the time, I'm really putting myself over here, and it's anti-black. And who's gonna tell me that? And it's nobody's job. But also the implication of like someone having to tell me infantilization, operating as if black people are like automatically older and know more about what my behavior should be. That is weird. That is like putting way too much motherfucking too much responsibility on black folks, and the responsibility was up to my black father. Like, let's be candid. Like it was my father's job to say you're mixed. It was my father's job to be like, you know, I had sex with a mixed woman, a white looking woman, you are not black. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's on the parents, babe. And a lot of parents are not doing that. They're like, whatever my baby looks like, that's what they are. And then when you have kids that some look white, some don't, so it's just it's not a good thing across the board. Like I feel like it makes so much more sense to say that mixedness is many looks. And I feel like this makes me think of another convo where somebody said like blackness is many looks. Oh, yes, I've said this before though. I was closer with this person named Heaven, and they offered this gem to me that I carry with me in my spirit forever, and I hope that this helps you. They said, you know, people be saying blackness is many looks, but it's not. It's whiteness. They're like, white people is many looks. And I was like, okay. And so that really had me sitting with the reality that like white people look all different types of ways, and we know that they're white. We know, like we're like, this is a dark white, this is a tan white, this is a alabaster, this is a bone, this is a skeleton, Jack Skellington white, you know what I mean? This is a California, this is a Cabernet Sauvignon, you know what I mean, bitch? Like you know what I mean, with the red undertone, exactly, with the green undertone. It's like whiteness is many looks, and so that really hit me. Yes. Yes. Well, yes, and I feel like that's the other thing too, is like whiteness is gate kept in a particular way. Like some people will see some white people as not white because they're too green. They're too red or olive or whatever, you know? Exactly, exactly. It's a lot of people that don't understand that whiteness is actually like a colonial project. And so, of course, like if you look at whiteness, there's a big threshold, but they try to make it seem like the threshold for blackness is just as large, and it's really not. However, I'll hold this. If your parents were not telling you that you're mixed, I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. If your family was holding on to the one drop rule for dear fucking life, I'm sorry to hear that. Genuinely. Because that's what I'm experiencing now. And this shit is weird. Because again, I grew up my whole life telling people my mom looks white, but she's not. What is the point of that? What is the point of having a child reassert to every person around you that you are black when you look white? What is the function of that? So I want people to just hold, like, I'm not trying to be tragic, light skinned person number 35. I'm just noting that, like, there are mixed people gaslighting other mixed people. There are white people that are gaslighting mixed people. There are white people doing whatever they can to get close to blackness. I'm so sorry to tell you that. It's real sick. And again, how the fuck would I know that, baby? I'm learning and listening with you. So, but holding it now, holding that, it is true. It is very true. They do be failing the kids. It's true. And so I come here to let you know, like, you're not like a bad person, but you could be operating like a real piece of shit. So like, let's just be clear. And I mean that with all the harshness, because again, like, I will never know how colorist I am. I'll never know how anti-black I am. I rely on people intervening. I rely on listening. I rely on reading. I rely on a lot of things to try to hold space for like my particular identity and like how I'm operating in black spaces. But again, I've made several mistakes this year that I sit with and that I hold, and I'm trying to not make any more. Like I'm absolutely trying not to do things that again like fall in line with being like a light-skinned person who is just like operating as a fucking leech on blackness. And I just feel like, with that being said, some of y'all, I hope you sit with what I say and just have some nuance that like I'm not raised by anyone, bitch. Raised by the system, survival pending, revolution pending survival type shit. Like I don't know what's coming next. I don't know what's gonna happen next. But it's important for me to acknowledge like that I am a mixed person and that I've totally fucked up. I've been anti-black. I've been racist. I've operated as a colorist. I've operated as a white supremacist in disguise, bitch, and didn't even realize it. And how could I realize unless I listened to the most marginalized? So again, please know that it's very important. is very important. See, here's the thing. Being a mixed person it's more of a mind fuck now because it's like before I used to think, oh, I can vibe with anybody. Like I really used to be delusional and be like, oh, like I'm cool with black people, I'm cool with white people, I could be around the Latins. Like I really used to be on that shit and think like, oh, I don't have any predisposed like ideas about anybody, like I'm just living life. But in retrospect, that shit is white supremacy, bitch. Like, honestly. Because the concept that, like, I'm gonna be cool in every room, baby, there's anti blackness everywhere. Why the fuck do I think I'm gonna be cool in every room? And then when I think about every room I've been in and how people were subtly as fuck at times being colorist, and I didn't, I'm saying subtly, but I shouldn't say that. I feel like there was a moment where somebody in the chat asked me to ask my white partner if he would be with me if I was darker, and that was a moment that I'll never forget because I was like, oh. And so with that being said, being a light-skinned person, people do expect seemingly and also being a mixed as well, like that I will be able to be everywhere. Nope. Not at all. Because again, like I'm not the mixed person that's like just holding on to hear some more anti-black shit. Like if I hear you pop out, I gotta go. And so as soon as that man said that he would not, that he wasn't, he was like, I don't think so. Like he said straight up, I don't think so. That he wouldn't be with me if I was a darker skinned person. And that just kind of had me sitting there like, again, I feel like I don't know the skin tone of the person that asked me that, to ask them that. I thank you though. Appreciate ya. Because again, how would I know I'm in danger, bitch? And I know somebody will say, oh, you're not in danger. Like, he just doesn't like darker skin people. Bitch, he is a racist. Like, period. Like, that's the thing, too. It's like, I feel like some people are like, well, you're fine. No, I'm not. I'm not. And bitch, honestly, if deep dark skin people are fucking are not fine, I'm not fine either. And that's what I'm holding. And I feel like people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth, bitch. If deep dark skin people can't be there, fuck your event. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. No, thank you. Because again, then they want me to be. I don't want to say it was a turning point because bitch, I'm still colorist to this day. I'm a die colorist. It's sad. White people are gonna die white supremacists. Let's not take the foot off anybody's necks. Just keep that in mind. If you're disabled, keep your foot on an able person's neck. It's okay. If we're going to be your friend, your ally, we'll prove to be that. Whether or not your boot is on our neck or not. So just keep that in mind. Keep us down there. I wouldn't trust it, personally. I wouldn't trust it. Like, as much as I fuck with the white people I'm living with, I'm still, like, still shook. Like, I'm not used to being loved, bitch. I'm not used to people, like, being direct with me and telling me, hey, you need support. I got you. I'm not used to that. I'm used to so much other shit. So, I'm still scared. And honestly, the fear is informed by past white people behavior, right? So, it's valid that I'm afraid. Word. It is about the principle. Oh, you're talking about a different white man. I'm not talking about Christopher. I'm talking about Andrew. I'm not talking about Christopher. Every white person I ever dated was racist. Like, whether or not they were anti-black towards me or not, like, they were racist. Just like any light-skinned person I dated was colorist. Like, again, you don't have to be, like, the most of anything to be employing that system. And I want to say for darker-skinned people, it's safest to just assume that we're all colorist. It's not worth it, in my opinion, to ever think that we're unlearning fast enough. It's not worth it. It's kind of like me with white people. I'm never gonna say a white person is motherfucking woke or like aware or like a good one. Why would I do that? Why would I set myself up like that? So I just want you to know, like, it's okay to be like, fuck this bitch, I don't like this bitch. Like, please, like, I appreciate that. I appreciate you for, like, again, protecting your fucking self. Because the things that I'm saying, I know some deep dark skin people don't want to hear because, again, maybe you have a light skinned child. Maybe you have a light skinned partner. I don't know. And I don't want to be weird and like make you feel scared about us. But like honestly, like we do have the power to be harmful. And so it may be a hard thing to hold. There may be a light skinned mama. Because I've heard from deep dark skinned women saying that they have a light skinned mama who's a weirdo too. So I just want to be candid about that. Okay? I just want to be candid about that. Like, if I'm making you feel like the people around you are not people to trust, I'm sorry, but also trust yourself. You know what you felt. You know what you're feeling. Like, you're not wrong. You weren't wrong. You didn't deserve what they did. You didn't deserve the way they treated you. You didn't deserve the gaslighting. Like, it's just, I can never say that enough. Like, you're not wrong. Like, but also the people that tried to stop you from like feeling your feelings, like, please get away from them, because you're allowed to feel your feelings. Sydney was not darker. Sydney was very light skinned. Sydney is very light skinned. We are literally almost the same shade. No tea. Again, I feel like my ex Christopher, his mom is a narcissist, and I feel like at the end of the day, like, as I've said before, like, he's going to stay with a narcissistic mom. He's if you've never seen Arrested Development, I'm not saying watch it, it's not that good. But there is this character in there who is like, his mother made him dependent on her. And she gets mad whenever he tries to be with somebody else. And the gag is like, I'm realizing that like he only knows about he's only interested in a woman being a mother. And I feel like some of y'all can relate to that, like being with a man that only knows how to be mothered. He doesn't know how to be loved by you intimately, romantically. He's never saw a woman and thought partner. He only sees a woman in a role of a caretaker. So that's how I feel. His dad was the same. Uh, Henrietta, you're really kind. Honestly, let me get my other phone, because I'd rather you send it to my friend who is black. I'd rather them keep the money in the community, honestly, because my friend could use it. Real talk. Her rent just went up $30, bitch, for no fucking reason. Her rent went up $30 for no fucking reason. This white man is acting crazy. Damn, bitch. I'm not good at crawling on a fucking air mattress. I don't think anyone is. Woo. I made it. Ew, ew, ew. Okay, it's $ AYOROYAL. Sidebar, this is probably the best air mattress I ever had in my life. Bitch, it's a queen size, and it's the one where you press a button and it inflates itself. Bitch, I need to fill her up today, but she been rocking for a minute. For like over 2 weeks. And then also, my friend Royal, between both of us, it was 1,000 pounds on this bitch. Maybe not 1,000, but hundreds, bitch, hundreds on this bitch. And this bitch only went like this, a little bit. She was like, hold up, but then it stabilized. Two fat bitches. It's a queen. Two fat bitches could fit on it though. Just for anybody that cares about air mattresses. If you need an air mattress, bitch, this is the one. Cause some of them, bitch, if you're fat, you be on the floor. This one, I be still on the air. So, but yeah, I think I already said their name, but I'm gonna say it one more time just in case. It's $AYOROYAL. Oh, sidebar, I never checked back on the poll. Oh, people said we should move on. I'm glad we did naturally. Thank you for doing the poll. Appreciate y'all. Yes. And the poll polled. I love that. I love it. Weird. I feel like we should poll more. Also, if people have good poll questions, please feel free to send them to me, because I would love to do polls. That shit sounds hilarious to me. I'm gonna try to remember. But yeah. Yes. $AO Royal. Let me just do one more double check just to make sure, because I want my friend to get all the coin, honestly. And I feel like, I'm not trying to be dragging it, but I feel like my friend Royal is literally a lighter skinned black woman who has black parents, who doesn't have recent admixture. Like, we are not the same skin tone, but we're both pretty light skinned. Oh, Mara, please. Also, y'all, Mara is my homie. We've been rocking for a little bit. It's been a super cute time getting to know them, but they super need support, y'all, and it's been bad, bad. They're also from the UK, so I feel like I don't know what the exchange rate is, but if folks are able to support or know folks that could support, please get a screenshot on their PayPal and just pass it through because they are just amazing. Listen, this Royal's a good friend to me. She cleaned up cat throw up and she did not need to do that. And she also just swept the whole fucking kitchen. Cause like honestly, my friends are on vacation and so they were like, have fun, like they're not coming back to the new year. And so I've been kind of living like a wild boy, but then also the cat threw up. So I was like, fuck, I gotta do all these dishes. So she's really she's like I can't even like she's really amazing, and I'm just grateful like that she just like shows up for me when I really can't even fucking do shit. Like my fucking finger got me like, and I just want to get high and cry and lay down and like I'm just grateful to like have support like honestly. So if I could show up for her, but yeah, it's $AYOROYAL. And honestly, I've been trying to be a better friend. I've not always been a good friend. Still learning how to be that. So I'm grateful that I can get some coin to throw into them though. But like yeah, they're being you're not Christopher, bitch. Here's my thing. I feel like I really did love Christopher. Like I feel like when his mom tried to make us homeless and he ran with me, I was like I'm obsessed. But like unfortunately, like I said, he only saw me as a caretaker. He only saw me as a woman that could do for him, like his mom did. And like I just feel like his mom didn't want to share him. And I wish she would have said that from jump. Like she could have really saved me some time. I wish she would have just been like, hey. But she spent all that time being like, y'all are models. Y'all are so beautiful. Like, she did all this performance. Like, she was obsessed with both of us being together. But in the end, I noticed that, like, she really wanted him in the house to cook for her and to share things with her. Because at the end of the day, he's a queer person. And his mom might be queer. I don't fucking know. But I feel like she don't have a lot. Like, her husband do not talk to her. They don't have no good conversations. Like, it's very much like we got married young and we just stayed together. But there's no spark there. And you could tell when you're around people that love each other and like each other. His parents did not even, they seemed very tolerant. They were the type of white people that got two armchairs. I feel like that's how you know the state of a relationship when y'all both got y'all own armchair in the fucking in the living room. Like, damn, ain't no snuggling going on. Ain't no cuddling. You never want no dick on your back. Like, I'm just saying. Like, you got a whole man sitting in a recliner and you got your recliner. Like, and I know y'all not fucking. Like, I'm not trying to be weird, but they were not, like, I feel like they would do a kiss, but it looked very much like, no. Also, bitch, actually, sidebar, they didn't even sleep in the same bedroom. So y'all got separate bedrooms, separate chairs in the fucking bed in the house. Baby, just leave. But again, they were entangled financially, so it is what it is. But because their shit's fucked up, how the fuck you think they're gonna be happy seeing me and this man? And I'm gonna be honest with you, when she was talking shit about Christopher brother wife, I already knew what time it was. She a very hateful individual. Like she was really talking about, I don't want her to have a baby, cause I'm gonna have to take care. I'm like, okay. But the separate bedroom was because he had sleep apnea. And honestly, bitch, I feel like if you're not cuddling on the couch or in the bed, where are y'all cuddling? Where are y'all getting intimate? She also, I'll say this, the mom, she knew her worth a little bit because she had the master bedroom with the bathroom, a big bed, and slept with all the cats and the dog. I was like, honestly, I was here for her as a, like, before she was a villain, I was like, okay, bitch. Like, I know that's right. You got the big bed. She over here trying to have her room into a gym. She lost me there. She lost me when she turned half the room to a gym. But I was like, yes, girl, like you got the queen size with all the cats and the puppies and shit. You got your own bathroom that can't nobody use. Bitch. And that right there is crazy to me because it's like you got 4 people in the house and can't nobody use your bathroom. But there were times where she would let Christopher use her bathroom. And I'd be like, I never wanted to go in it anyway, though. I just feel like people that be weird about their bathroom, bitch, I don't want to fuck around and knock some shit over and get caught. Fuck that. You don't like nobody in your shit, I'm staying away, bitch, because I'm the type of fucking Mr. Bean ass bitch to go in your shit on some sneak shit, and next thing I know, my butt done fucking knocked this down, my titty hit this thing, the light don't light like it was lighting, and you suspicious and shit. I'm good, bitch. I stayed away from her room, because it just felt like, you know? And then the dad had a little baby room off to the side, and he would sleep with the dog. He had his own dog, and they would just, have their own space or whatever. Which, again, I'm not saying separate bedrooms and separate chairs is bad. I'm just saying, like, for them at that age, it wasn't like, oh yeah, we have our own rooms because we have different activities. It was, I need him to sleep in the spare room because that sleep apnea machine is bothering me. Like, that's really the vibes, honestly, is that, like, the sleep apnea machine just pissed her off. And again, if your partner has sleep apnea, bitch, that's like honestly one of those things that like breaks people up, is like if they cannot sleep comfortably together. And the sleep apnea machine does unfortunately spell divorce for some couples, which is sad. Real sad to me. I mean, she definitely waiting for him to die. Absolutely, bitch. You could just tell the way she living in that house. Like, she's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about what he talking about. This is my house, and he just here. It's very much Catherine and Friends. And I feel like, again, her seeing me assert like boundaries with Christopher was triggering her, because I feel like she was like, how dare she talk to my seed like that? It was very much like, how dare she? Like, he's better than her. Like, she really felt like he was better than me. And it's funny because it's like, in what context? Like, in what context, babe? Like, I just want to know. I really wish you would have ever illuminated that to me. Because it's like, because he has a master's degree, babe, because you put some money in his pocket. All right. I just be so surprised when people be trying to put, like, oh, people are better or above. It's like, how so? Generational wealth? Whiteness? What are we talking about? Because we're not talking about emotional intelligence. We're not talking about motherfucking strength of character. We're not talking about a lot of things when we're talking about people being better than other people. But I know that the world we live in, like, I'm supposed to feel so beneath this white man who went to college for a long time. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not with nobody because they went to college for a long time. Like, that's, babe, I don't give a fuck. Like, I would be with somebody who never like really read. I'm here for the audiobook girlies. Personally, what you been listening to? That's how I feel about it. But I feel like when you date people who have like gone to school for a long time, like that. Oh, babe, you are the most welcome. You please. Yes. Question for you though. I was thinking about making some chicken tonight and some chicken fried rice. What are you thinking? It's chicken fried rice though. Are you not with chicken right now? No me. Okay, that's fine. Question. Okay, okay. Okay. Well, what would you want to eat? Like if you were eating something. Okay, yeah, no, I have mad spreads. I have bread. I got popsicles. I got some drumstick ice cream cone guys. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I got cake mix too. I feel like we can make a cake if you wanted to. Yeah, I feel like there's so many possibilities, friend. So let's do it. All right, cool. Just do you wanna? There's parking in front of the house. You can park right in front. Oh, you're Ubering. Okay, zoom zoom. Where do you want to spend the night? Of course. Like you listen, stay as long as you want. Like I have the house, and so I wanted to make it like a little friend gathering vibe, kind of. Like, it's just me and my friend Royal, honestly. Yeah. There's drinks here, there's weed here, like you can do whatever you want. Literally everything. Like there's wine here. Oh, go ahead. Absolutely. No, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm excited. I'll see you soon. Bye, Uni. Wow. Sorry, I'm so excited. Listen, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not trying to be shady, but like my friend, like I invited them over, and like I haven't been good at texting them back. Like I'm very much the kind of friend that's like, here's the location, come whenever you come. I love you. You're safe. Like I try to give them as much information as I feel is necessary, but at the same time, like I'm finding that like they're the kind of person that's like I'm gonna call before I leave, which I love that. I love a call before I leave person. But yeah, no, I know my legs was giving right, bitch. Yes, God. They're ashy though. They're ashy a bit. That's okay. It's okay to be ashy in your house. Like, if you can't be ashy in your house, where can you be ashy? Um, but fuck, we were talking about some real shit beforehand. But yeah, no, I just feel like I just feel like the way that my ex discarded me is something that I know probably makes him sick because he's a Libra. At the end of the day, I know that in his heart of hearts, he knows it was crazy. But, like I said before, I hope that the point that he gets to where he's like, oh, I want to say something to you, I want to apologize. I really do hope I'm dead because I really don't want him to get closure for that because I feel like that was way too much. Like that was way too much. I feel like if you didn't think I could handle being homeless like 3 years prior, I don't know why you would think I could do it after. But good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck to you. I really hope that like whoever meets him next is not a person of color. I really pray not because I feel like that'll be so awkward. Like I could not even imagine having to tell somebody what he did to me. Fuck telling a white person, telling a person of color, like that shit is fucking awkward as hell. Like I feel like that's another thing too, is like what he doesn't have to hold is that like unless somebody knows or says something, like he could totally like be doing this to someone else. And I feel like that's the thing too. It's like I don't just break silence because like I'm trying to make content. I don't monetize any of my videos at this point because there's no fucking point. I feel like a lot of this information is shared and it's not necessarily like something I should be making money off of. But also, like some of the things I've experienced, other people have too. Other people may as well. Like other people may meet Christopher and may be like, oh, I something or whatever, the internet, blah 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 blah. Like I feel like during those 3 years, I was crowdfunding for fucking survival. A lot of people saw my face. A lot of people saw his face. A lot of people are gonna remember his ass. And so I just hope that like when he moves forward in life, he doesn't like gaslight anybody or like act like, oh, it wasn't him. Like, bitch, it was you and your narc mom. That's okay. But you gotta live with that. Like if I did what he did, like at some point maybe I would be able to move forward, but I don't know that I'd be able to just like hold that. Like there's things I have to reveal before I talk to anybody too deeply romantically that could make them be like, fuck this bitch. Or not wanna be with me or not wanna like me. Like those are things that I just have to hold, that I have to that I have to just like be aware of. It's not a breast, babe. I'm so grateful. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Like dating people is honestly very fucking like bizarre, but also like the anti-blackness that like comes with like dating non-white people. Like at the end of the day, like I feel like I'm not necessarily trying to go super hard into dating black folks because like I wanna be with black folks on some like weird shit, but I am trying to be mindful of like where I am and like how I'm thinking and like I feel like it's harder to be with non-black people like at this point, and I'm not saying that to say that like I have to be with a black person. I'm just trying to note that like I just be noticing like how white people be using me like a seeing eye bitch, and I don't have time for that shit. Like I don't want to have to be constantly telling a white person like that they're being racist, so that I'm not saying that I'm trying to be around racist white people, but it's like if you're around white people, they're gonna be racist. Like that's just period. And I feel like the thing that sucks also is that like actively engaging and being anti-black and being anti-black ain't so fucking far off. And so with that being said, like I'm not trying to make it seem like I know every fucking thing. I don't. I don't. But the more that I listen, the more that I'm trying to hold that like I feel like the more that I hold everything that I hear, I'm just like, damn, it's a lot of spaces that are not safe, period, you know? And so I'm trying to cultivate safer spaces with people, trying to engage in love as a practice and not punishment. Like all of those things are really hard. Exactly. Exactly. Like being with white people is actually a lot of labor, and like I didn't realize it as much. Like I really didn't realize like how much I poured into any white person I was with. Um Also, I don't want to do a poll. I don't want to do a poll. But does anybody else think that Sydney was darker skinned? Cause like I always thought Sydney was a lighter skinned black woman, from what I noticed. But folks may feel differently. I also think about how like my ex told me a story that I feel like I'm not gonna retell because like again, I don't think it's my story to tell, but this is a light skinned person like telling me a story about having a really he thought she was brown skin. Interesting. Interesting. Word. I feel like honestly, like this might be random, but when me and Sydney first like linked up, it was funny as fuck because like I had braids when we finally met up, but before we met up, like I had like a wig, and she was like, she was saying that when she first swiped on me, she was like, she thought I was like a Latina or some shit. And then she said when she seen the braids, she knew. Like, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I feel like that's my experience. Is like, if I wear a wig, I don't know what people are gonna think I am, bitch. At this point, like, I know that now. At the time, I was just like, a wig. Like, I wasn't trying to self exotify. I genuinely was just trying to, like, not have to deal with my natural hair because bitch I had no fucking clue. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, and I was one of those mixed people that like my mom took me to the salon and then just stopped. As if I could just figure it out on my own, which I feel like is very bizarre to do to your child who has hair texture that isn't like yours. Like, you should probably keep on paying black people to help them. Like, you should probably never stop paying for that. And I just feel like my mom at some point just decided she was gonna start doing my hair, and she would do weird styles, and I would tell her about herself and be like, this is not cute, this is not fashion. And she would be like mad. She would be mean to me and be like, accept what I can do. And it's like, sweetie. Word, I hear you. I hear you. You said what's light brown? I've never heard of that. I'm crying, Mara. Here's my thing. I feel like Sydney called themselves light skin, but I feel like that's why I'm saying what I'm saying because I feel like Sydney was a light skinned black girl, but her talking to me, she was trying to include me in blackness and like also was acknowledging that I was lighter than her. But when I see pictures of their family, I see that she's the lighter one. And I also heard her say something that I feel like only light skinned people say shit like this. Or maybe I shouldn't say that. But she was noting how her grandmother, who is darker skinned, used to like hold her hand and play with her hair and be like, she was saying to me that like she was like so happy that she had lighter skinned grandbabies. Like she would be naming that as a thing. And I feel like that's something a light skinned person would say, right? That like they're like, well maybe not. I don't know. I just feel like she was holding in real time that like her grandmother was like seemingly happy that like she came out darker or lighter than her.
And like that was a thing that she revealed to me. I don't remember why, but I just remember us sitting there being like, damn, like anti-blackness is crazy. But at the same time, I don't think we were holding that like this was an elder who even for her own self like was happy with her lighter skinned children, or uplifting them a particular way. So I feel like her even thinking like that was her also seeing her father and the ways that their relationship was. And so the concept of like someone being lighter skinned and mixed is like, or not the concept, or the identity is a full identity, but it's also one that's adjacent to light skinned black people. Because again, there are lighter skinned black people who are absolutely lighter skinned because of the affects of fucking chattel slavery. But to invoke that that's all of us, that's not genuine. Not all of us are lighter skinned because of chattel slavery. There are many of us that are lighter skinned because of like the 70s and 80s when they started letting white people fuck non black people. Like I just feel like there was definitely, you know, segregation. Like they was trying, babe, but honestly, shit didn't work out. It didn't take. So
Not because they're stupid. See, but that's the thing though. Like, we can't call them stupid because they're darker than you. Like, I feel like that's the thing. Like, when people are darker, they're going to relate to people in a term that is maybe not like I just feel like I don't know what we expect darker skinned people to do. You know what I mean? Like I really feel like they're trying to name, at least from what I'm noticing, that you are not as dark as them, you know? And I feel like that's again a point of privilege. So I just want to hold that there's people that are in the middle that I feel like at times I hear them say things and I'm like, ooh. So it's not just us light skinned people who are cringy and say weird shit. Like I'm not trying to be mean when I say that, but I feel like there's times where like the insensitivity or like just things that like, you know, it could really just be that people are, you know, affected by white supremacy, and so that's why they're trying to name things. Like I don't know that I'm a colorist because I just know that I'm listening to people who are holding that like light skinned people are able to operate coloristically through the system of colorism. Like we're able to utilize the system for our benefit. And so I don't know that I'm a colorist. I'm hearing that I'm a colorist. I'm holding that I'm a colorist. But sometimes again I'm gonna fuck up and say I know. I don't know, but I'm hearing and I'm holding. Word, here's my thing. I'm just trying to be mindful because I remember when Henrietta was in here, I feel like there were moments where like I was like perhaps in my tone, and again please hold me accountable if I'm being too like uh if I'm not being as like as direct, or if I'm not being pointed enough. But I feel like in the beginning of Henrietta I was kind of like incredulous and I was kind of just like, oh, like what? And like it took me a minute to be like, wait a second, like me not holding space, me not taking you seriously is actually lowering my standards. And so I had to like hold that, and I'm holding that now, that like in the beginning of Henrietta like interjecting, like I feel like I was like, oh, like I was like being a little goofy, a little dizzy, and like then I like came into it. So I'm glad that like Henrietta felt comfortable enough to want to send some coin my way. Genuinely grateful. But I also want to say that like in the beginning I was just like, and then I had to, you know, again, I'm not gonna get it right every time, and I'm holding that I wasn't getting it right, and I may be getting it wrong again. So I just want to keep the line open for critique, accountability, like all of that, because again, y'all owe me nothing, but some of y'all are doing labor in this chat, and I just want to honor that. Like I don't want to make it seem like I don't see the labor and like the support and like people operating from like love and not punishment. And like I understand that like nobody owes me that, so please know that like whatever work y'all doing here, check in with self, see if that's what you want to be doing. Not trying to like not trying to like make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing, but just trying to offer that like nobody black exists to be a each one teach one. Like you're valued here, but you do not exist for this. Like you exist to live a full experience, live life. Like you do not have to listen to light skinned people talk for a long time. I appreciate that you're here, but I just wanted to offer, you know, like please don't do more than you want to do, because you are not here for this. This is not why you were created. oh, word, 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 word.
Word, Mara. Mm. I mean, I feel like because of us mixed people, I think that the concept of like light skin is distorted. I'll hold that. Like, I feel like people will call me a lighter skinned black person even though I'm a whole mixed person. So I feel like there's a lot of like, I don't want to say gaslighting, but definitely like something going on where a whole person not in community is seen as in community with people who are like a part of an event that happened. Like, I'm not trying to distance myself from like ADOS people, but like only some of my family is connected to ADOS. There are white people in my family. So it's one of those things where it's like, you know? And then there's like non-American black people in my family. So I have to also hold like the xenophobia and then also like the ways that like people in Jamaica are holding their blackness, cuz there's a seemingly a spectrum there too, even though there's not. I feel like the way people talk about anti-blackness is, I think, very personal, or not even anti-blackness. The way people talk about themselves, identity-wise, are going. It's going to be personal. It's going to be not what you expected. Perhaps going to be kind of off, maybe. Oh wow, ancestors and gene tests. How did that go? Hey Max, how are you? Listen, I feel like MGM and mixed are definitely what I'd be using as well, to try to like explain my mixedness like in a more like pointed way, because there are people who are multi-generationally mixed, like their family's been mixing for a while, but every generation of my family has a mixed person in it. So my mom's father is a mixed man, my grandfather's father is a mixed man, my father, like from when I did the ancestry test, like I feel like I recently told someone, my mom has the amount of whiteness that my dad has in terms of blackness, and they both have the same amount of like. It's weird. It's like my mom has this much blackness, my father has this much whiteness, but it's inversed, and it's like wow. So like there are times where like I will be like I'm basically a biracial person, but by way of the weirdest genealogy situation. Like I'm a biracial literally because my parents are like the inverse of each other. So my dad is like a 75-25, my mom is a 75-25, the opposite way. But they have two kids together and I came out lighter than my brother. So I think it's one of those things where genes are weird, right? Like there's no way to know who's going to come out looking like what, no way to know anything, but obviously or not obviously. I think people always expect people to be like a perfect blender in the middle, and I feel like my brother is about the same shade as my father, whereas I'm much lighter than both of them. And from what they tell me, I look like my father's mother, who I've never seen a photograph of, which is very weird. Honestly, kind of spooky. It's spooky for someone to say you look like someone I've never seen, and they never have a photo of her because she died like in the middle of having my father. My father's the youngest, and my grandfather was always like the story of my family is fucking insane. Like my grandfather, like who is my father's father, he was like in Florida for most of his adulthood, or most of his 20s, because he was like working a fucking sugar plantation. So like after chattel slavery, they were just like, let's go get Jamaicans. Like honestly, like I don't want to say after chattel slavery, but like as they were like losing the fight to keep enslaved African people, they just started going to the islands and just grabbing people from there and offering them some money, enough to where it made sense to leave your family for the summer or for the fall harvest and like beyond. So it's one of those things where it's like my grandfather on my father's father was involved in a colonial project of like other proportions, like the rung above chattel slavery, where like they house you but they give you some money to take back home. And so resale offers, That's fine. I feel like I've switched topics a few times, honestly. But I'm more so just trying to talk about like how basically like my father's father told me directly that he regrets coming to America and that he really thought America was gonna be like paved in gold and like an amazing place, and like he was crying and told me that he regretted that. And that's like a hard thing to hold, that like your ancestor or your oldest elder from a different country is like, yeah, this place fucking sucks. I don't want to say seasonal, because here's the thing. It wasn't seasonal. My grandfather was gone for most of the year. Like, he wasn't just gone for harvest. Like, he'd be gone and then they would give him some breaks. But like, I feel like they're still doing that shit in Connecticut. Like, I went to like an orchard like one time with like my mom and her friend, and there were a bunch of black men working in the apple orchard. And like, it was so weird because it was just kind of like, it was like the middle of the night. Like, I can't remember what the fuck was all going on, but I just remember like a bunch of black men like working the apple orchards in this way that just felt kind of bizarre, because it's like it's nighttime, it's there's a lot of you, like you're all wearing like a uniform. I don't know, it was wild. But I'll say this: I feel like I have consistently seen like shit that looks like fucking slavery, bitch. Like, honestly. And so getting back to it, like my grandfather coming here, my grandfather like wanting to have a better life, my mother's grandfather coming from like preachers. I'm not from Connecticut, but like I was born there, if that makes sense. Like, I was born in Connecticut and then lived a lot of places around Connecticut. I'm not from like a place in Connecticut though. I feel like I can't rep any one place. Like, I remember going to school in Meriden and also Waterbury and also Hartford. Um, so I can't really claim Connecticut like one place. Like most people be like, I'm from New Britain. Like, I don't fucking know. But yeah, no. Anyways, just saying like my grandfather and my grandfather on my mom's side and my grandfather on my dad's side, they both lived such different lives. Like, one of them was like actively like the mixed child from a biracial man and a black woman, who had created like a bunch of like a huge amazing family. And my grandfather was like the most beloved, and like because he was most beloved, like he was supposed to be a preacher too, a pastor too. But my grandfather loved to drink and get high. He did not want to be like that. Like, he was like, baby, I'm going to New York. And I kind of live, because my grandpa on my mom's side, my mom's father, like, he was absolutely like, yeah, I'm not for this southern shit. And I kind of am dead for it, because it's like, babes, like, you move to New York and like think you're starting a new life in New York, and like I don't know, it's just wild. Like, I just feel like I feel like I'm telling his story too generously, because he honestly is terrible. In retrospect, like when you really think about all the other shit, I'm like, yeah, no, my grandpa was actually a weirdo. Isn't that sad? Like, I honestly wanted to like really like him as so bad, but like I feel like he only really cared about me when I was like super into church. But I was only into church because I was scared as hell, bitch. Like, I just feel like I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I know some people are not gonna follow me there. But I just feel like, babes, growing up with the son, the pastor's son was my grandfather. I was expected to know every hymn, bitch. I was expected to be reading the Bible for real, bitch. And it's just like, babe. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I feel like that's also why my mom and my grandpa have issues, because my mom is an Aquarius, and my mom saw my grandpa like getting high, getting drunk, and wilding out, and then out of nowhere started like, I love Jesus, like started getting like really religious again, and my mom was like, that ain't real. And so I feel like that's why she had her moment where she's like, I'm running away from home, I'm running to the city too. So I just feel like there's just a lot. I also feel like my grandfather is ugh, he's a narcissist, but he's like one of those narcissists where like he's never gonna say nothing to you. Like he very much like a king baby, quiet rage. Like he'll just like if he says something to you, it's dehumanizing. Like I remember one time, bitch, one time my grandpa roasted me. Like when I say roasted, he was just mean to me. Like one time me and my brother, like we farted in the car when he went to go get a sandwich. And bitch, honestly, who can plan a fart, hoe? Like I just feel like elders are so bizarre. But we farted in the car, bitch. And tell me why he got it. He got in the car, bitch. And we started driving. And all of a sudden he's like, y'all are some dogs. I'm sorry, it kills me to this day. Because I just, yo, it's like, bitch, just roll down the window. But like the way that he was mad, bitch, I feel like our relationship never recovered. I swear to God, like I feel like my grandpa's a Gemini. I want to put that out there as well. So between me and you, I just don't think that like we was ever gonna get along after that. Like real talk, I feel like that day changed everything. Like when he came out that Subway with them sandwiches and smelled that shit, he was like, "Oh, I don't fuck with them no more. They're done." Honestly, like, bitch, honestly, the only person I talked to, like, when they moved back to Virginia, my granny was the only one I talked to. My grandpa and I did not speak at all. Cause he's weird. Like, but he tried to drag me for checking my bank account at his house. I'm so sorry, but we'll never be friends. Like, he literally had the nerve. I'm like, I'm doing nothing. I'm minding my business. Literally minding my business. He had the nerve to be like, oh, what are you looking at? I was like, I'm just checking my bank account. He had the nerve to be like, that's how they get you. He's like, that's how they gonna get your money. They gonna steal it all. And I'm like, baby, all you gotta say is you got money in the mattress, okay? Cause it's giving soul food, bitch. It's giving, I need to break one of these fucking TVs, bitch. And get your money, ho. Cause you talking too much. Like, he don't realize, like, let me not talk too much, bitch. Let me not talk too much now and be the one that missed out on the money in the TV. Exactly. Exactly. I didn't say nothing. What money? Woo. My thing is this. Steal what, bitch? Steal these overdrafts. Like, what are we talking about? Like, he over here talking like I was rich. I think I had like $30, bitch. And I was shook because, like, you know how back in the day you spend some money and it didn't post? So I was scared to go to Walmart again. I was like, I think I spent all the Walmart. Not damn that ass. Bitch, I'm dead. I have like the wedgie of life. Oh my God. Did you clean up more? Bitch, it do look good in here. Did you spray something? Okay. I was about to say. I'm about to light this candle though. Yo, sidebar. Somebody's gonna come over soon. What are you watching? What? Bitch, you've been obsessed with Black Mirror. Y'all are so funny. Nah, it's all clicking. Wait, what triggered you? What happened? Pumpkin? Oh, I bet you want some wet food, don't you? Yeah, I bet you want some wet food. You're so nasty. Y'all so nasty. Just kidding. Hi, baby. I got you, little babe. Damn, this flame is wild. Wait there, no. Yo, Royal. They're probably not gonna be here fucking another like 30 minutes because they're coming from Clinton. But their name is Uni. They're hella cute. They're super fun. But they said they're gonna bring weed, but they were like, y'all got a bottle? I was like, bitch, we got several bottles. Just come through.
I'm finna go get a bottle.
Why?
Because I'm not trying to drink the rest of the
What do you mean the rest of them? Bitch, there's so many bottles here. Like, babe, there's bottles downstairs. I told you. This is just half the bar. They got money. Stop being like that. We're guests. And it's the new year, bitch. They did not put us in this house with all this shit for us to be acting like we can't take it.
drink all their spirits.
Babe, how are we drinking all their spirits? Like, you putting a lot on yourself. You scaring me, babe.
You're scaring me because it's the way that you had like this much of the bottle of the captain's, and that got you. Like, I don't feel like you're as big of a drinker as you think. I'm not trying to take away from you. You not. You be having like a few shots, babe. Like, you really overthinking it, I feel. But maybe I'm underthinking it because I don't drink. So but I'm not seeing you getting wasted and looking like.
Oh, you want me to be on the floor crying?
No, but I'm just saying, I'm saying you're holding your liquor though. Yeah. But there's a lot of booze here. Like, that's why I'm scared. Because I'm like, babe, there's at least 20 bottles here. Like, some of the shit is low. Some of the bottles are low. But there's full bottles. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about? Just don't take the low shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go in the cabinet either.
What? Not you not gonna go. Not. I love you, bitch.
That don't mean you go.
Oh, I'm going in the cabinet.
Go in the cabinet.
Oh, I'm going in the cabinet. The fuck? The fuck? It's okay. Honestly, my friend just has like manners and like they're a guest, so they shouldn't have to be the one to get the bottle. But there's literally like the way that they're scared, I'm kind of crying because I'm just like, bitch, these are my like drinker friends. Like they have every bottle of every alcohol. And they're like, and I literally asked them the other day, I was like, oh, is this cabinet here for anything? And they're like, all the booze won't fit upstairs. I was like, not all the booze won't fit upstairs. Damn. I don't even know what to bring. Damn, what should I bring? I don't know. You know, the fireball is always a good time. I'm gonna bring the fireball. Ooh, Irish cream. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember you, girl. But yeah, like I said, the character of your grandfather, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, he's very uncomfortable with himself, I think. Because I think, unfortunately, like, I don't know. It's like, yes, I smoked a lot of weed and did a lot of things. But if I had a baby...
I put your bag inside of the bag with the snacks.
Listen, you could just write me a letter. You could just write it down.
Don't do that.
You could just write it.
See, you think I'm a sucker too?
No, but you sounded so like... I don't want you to have to... You could just text me, friend. Sidebar, though. The whipped cream? The fireball.
Fireball.
With what, though? You want some more tea?
Yeah.
Got you. Ooh. Right? You're thinking. Oh my God, babes. I'm not trying to be whack, honestly. I'm just trying to make sure my friend don't feel neglected because I've really been chilling with y'all for a minute.
That gives me time to watch Black Mirror.
Not that gives me time to watch Black Mirror. You're hilarious. But yeah, no, I got your tea. I got you.
I just put a tea bag.
Do you want me to put some honey in it or no? No honey? Oh, yes, put the ginger candy in it.
My sister keeps telling me to put the shit in the thing.
Yeah, the ginger. But there's also some fresh ginger here if you want some fresh ginger. Okay. All right, babes.
This show already got a spicy ending. Why is it spicy?
Because it's ginger.
Exactly.
The Miley Cyrus episode, I want to say it's called...
Miley Cyrus.
Ashley O, On a Roll.
Oh, probably Ashley O.
I thought it was Ashley O, but I think I'm wrong. Oh, there's so many snacks. I forgot. But no, Mara, please know that I still want to talk to you and hang out with you. I'm not trying to play you. But yeah, I just want to take a little bit of time to come through and talk because, again, I know I've said a lot of things, done a lot of things, lived a lot of lives. Exactly. All of that. Exactly.
Those raisins?
Do you like them?
No.
You don't like raisins?
No.
Oh, so you're going to be like how I am to you with pickles? Okay. Because, yo, the way that she like pickles, though. Ooh, honestly, the Ashley O episode, in my opinion, is good if you're interested in watching... I don't want to give it away, but it's definitely like a commentary on like intellectual in intellectual property in terms of like celebrities. Um, I like Nosedive though. I think Nosedive might be a good one to start with.
And Sand Jupiter.
Yo, question.
Sand Jupiter, Sand.
Oh, San Junipero. San Junipero, in my opinion, is like, if you're not hetero, start with San Junipero. If you don't want to see interracial love, I'm sorry. I feel like this show only offers that. They do not offer much else. Hate to say that. I'm down to do that. If folks would be down to watch some Black Mirror, that would be fun. Honestly, my friends here, they like their TV. Babes, we can see everything. We see every nook and cranny.
Maybe if someone who looked like me was feeling the eggs.
Probably just overstretched.
Ooh. Wait, what's the name of this one?
I mean,
Because I'm trying to remember, because I feel like this girl... Oh. I don't remember the Lock Henry one. I feel like that season I kind of blanked on it, so it might be fun to watch it, but we'll see. We'll really see, you guys, because I feel like there was just a moment in the one that she's watching where like this very clearly mixed person is trying to explain like to a white person that some racist shit could happen, and like the white people are like, no, the police are just tired, girl. I don't know. It's just, again, it can be triggering to people to, like, see some shit like that. Because, again, even when, like, non-black people are saying, like, something anti-black could be happening, white people will still gaslight. Ooh. Pumpkin. What a cute little boy. On rave? Maybe so. I feel like I may prioritize going live on here. Just because I really like the poll option. I feel like it'll be funny to ask polls like in the middle of some shit. Because I really didn't think about how funny that could be. And now we're here. Oh my god, the candies. Bring my candies with me. But yeah, no, ooh. Let me get your cup because this tea water is ready. Are you sure? Okay. It's about to boil, so it's like the perfect time to take it. Ah! Yo, this left turn out of this place. It is so bad. True. I also feel like Discord is possible. I have a Discord if anybody cares. But I feel like in the past I've been like really bad at like shit like that. And I feel like I actually was on Discord for a bit, but then I dipped. So I just want to put that out there that I don't have a good history of being online in that capacity, but I have a desire. If folks are wanting to link up and watch stuff on there, I think that might be the easiest way to do it. Just my thought process. But yeah. I've mainly just made this so that like people know I'm not dead. Because like I feel like I've been like super quiet, and it's not because I wanted to be. I've just been like mentally, physically, and I want to fight. I want to yell. Like, like I'm supposed to have Aaron. Royal says thank you, Henrietta, if you're still here. But I forgot. I'm so glad. Password sharing, I'm not sure. But what the fuck was I just talking about? Yeah, I haven't been good. And Aaron's supposed to be dropping off some of my Christmas gifts, and I'm just kind of like I just feel like if I see you and I'm not in your house anymore, I'm gonna have a different energy. And I feel weird because it's like between me and you, like, I don't hate her. Like, I don't hate anybody. Like, well, I hate some people for sure. But I don't hate her. I'm just like very frustrated at like what she thought was good care. I'm frustrated at like how she treated me. I'm shook as fuck that a white person could tell me that they don't know me and that's why they can't share my GoFundMe. I just feel like there's a lot of layers there that I don't know that I give a fuck to unpack with her. But I pray she doesn't because I'm going to tell her to her face like to raise her fucking standards. And that's all I'm gonna fucking say. I'll say more if there's like room to, but I can't. Like I cannot. Like I cannot. Cause you got a whole white lady living above you, not paying no fucking rent. And you had the nerve to tell me to get a fucking job and you asking me to sit and watch your baby. You asked me to house sit your house, but you don't know me. I feel like that's crazy as fuck to say. That you can't share my GoFundMe and you don't know me. But months earlier you had me in your house watching all your damn animals. Answering the door at your home. But you don't know me? I took no money for that. I asked you for nothing. I was grateful to get out of my racist ass house and to go be at your house. That's how grateful I was. I didn't take a dollar. So, for you to say you don't know me, girl, fuck you. Like, girl, fuck you. And also, fuck you. Because that shit really fuck with me. But again, do I want my gifts from her house? Yes. However, I don't really want to talk too long because it's like, again, I feel like not everybody gets the opportunity I got, right? Where like a white person does something shitty and another white person is like, yeah, that was really crazy. I'm going to try to do my best to not do what they did and offer you something that actually makes fucking sense. Most people don't get that. Most people get white people do something fucking shitty, and then some people will be like empathizing with you, but it's very rare that a white person is going to show up and be like, yeah, I'm not going to allow you to go through this shit or hold that shit. Now, am I trying, again, this is not no good white people shit. It's basic. It's basic. It's very basic. Like if somebody deep dark skin told me someone light skin was colorist and did something fucked up, you know what I'm not gonna do? Act like, oh my god, like why are you telling? I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna also act like I gotta save you. I'm gonna say, oh fuck. Please feel free to tell me as much as you want to. I can't offer much information, but I can listen. Like there's ways to operate when people be harmed by people in your community. And I just feel like Aaron treated me that way with a whole brown baby really fucking made me sick because it's like, bitch, you're teaching her how to treat brown people. You're teaching her how to hold the standard for care. And when you treat me like shit, she's gonna go out there and treat somebody who look like me like shit too. Even if it wouldn't be in her best fucking interest. And so I just want to say to her, like, bitch, you and your baby look nothing alike. Your baby's world is not your world. So when you harm people that's in her world, I get my tobacco from the gas station. If I could, I would get it fresh. If I could, I would get it fresh. I was getting fresh for a little bit, but it was at a cost that I will not pay anymore because fuck that man. Happy New Year. But yeah, no, like, no. I don't want to be around nobody white treating brown people like shit because again, then I have to hold that like that's where I'm at too. Like I'm wherever the fuck the white people are at around me are at. That's just what it is. So I have to hold that shit. I want people to raise their standards because some of y'all be around white people that are really demonic and other people of color get harmed because they see you over there. So, and that's why I talk about my exes after the fact. Because I don't know who watching me. My ex might have met somebody brown. And they might have said all types of shit. None of them are going to say the shit I'm saying. I feel like that's why it's important for me to hold nuance. Because I'm never trying to make it seem like I want to punish these white people for being racist. But I don't want to punish myself by pretending like I don't see what y'all doing. And I also don't want to act like I'm only seeing, I can see it all. I don't want to act like I can see it all. I'm only seeing a piece.
hear you. It's very much like my standards raised has made me like cringe at past white people I dealt with because I'm like, damn, my standards are mad low. Like I didn't really think about how you was treating me. I didn't really think about how you could treat other people. Like I didn't think. So that's why it's important to me to just consider like I don't want to be making it seem like any white person I'm in contact with is cool if they're not. If I show you somebody white and you think that they seem like a nice person, just wait. Just fucking wait. Don't call it. Sidebar, the high chew grape. My friend bought me candy. I'm so fucking grateful for her. Like, honestly. That's why I was like, give her the money. Royal! Are you okay? That's enough for me. The grape, though. The grape high chew. And I don't even be liking grape. I'm not even a grape person. But this grape... Once you hear that pop. Anyways, I'm gonna smoke with y'all one more time. Because I gotta go soon. I gotta call Miss Mara. And also, Uni about to be here. But yeah. Damn, it's beautiful. Like, even though it's been raining. Bitch. Not their biggest hater. And if you were gone. Bitch, that is so funny. You're hilarious. Nubia, I hope you're being safe as well. No, Christopher is queer. Christopher is queer. Christopher is questioning their gender. Never made any like statement. Nubia, I hope you have a good night. But yeah, no, Christopher is queer, and also, like I said, I don't want anybody to date my exes and find out like I had to, bitch. Like, one of my exes is dating a woman who looks so much like me, it actually scared me. Like, it made me feel like physically like weird. And yes, it was the one that said he would never date someone darker, or he wouldn't date me, or he doesn't think he would date me if I was darker. Found someone that looked almost like me, bitch. It was so weird. And then had the nerve to be like, oh, she asked me if you said happy birthday to me and I told her no and she called you a bitch. I'm like, why does your current want me to say happy birthday to you? Why I gotta be a bitch? Because I'm leaving y'all alone. You see that shit? Happened to talk to him in passing. He just had to let me know, like, my new partner thinks you're an asshole for not saying happy birthday to me. I'm like, first of all, you are Aries. You'll get over it. There's other birthdays. You'll be okay. Never again. No shade to the Aries, but baby, I can't do it. Not you. Now we've been done, and I'm supposed to remember your birthday? I don't know about their ex. I don't remember. I don't know any of my ex's exes. Like, that probably sounds however it sounds. I'm not toxic. I don't look for y'all. I don't ever look for nobody. I don't care who you was with before me. I really don't care. But I know for a fact with some of these, after they left me, they found another light-skinned person that was mixed. Not the egghead. That was fucking Ryan. And Ryan called me the other day. That motherfucker be feeling terrible every day. Like, I literally, like, the way I left his life, like, I feel like he really was one of those men that really felt like I was a rat, like, dirt bitch. Like, he really must have thought that. Because the way I left him, he was very surprised. Like, he really thought I was going to stay there and endure him. Not strapping, squatting, bitch. I'm crying. And now my strapping, squatting. I'm crying.
But yeah, no, the egghead dude, he dated somebody. But I think she dumped his ass, and I'm so grateful for her. Just leave him where he's at, bitch. I'm playing, I'm fucked up. But like, really, like some of these men, like, they had like such a, but a lot of them just wanted a mom. Like a lot of them want a mother. They want a mother. A lot of these straight girlies won't tell ya, but they're playing mom 2 times. Fuck that. And I think that's my natural desire to get away from cis men. Like, I've always been attracted to femmes, but I feel like cis men, it's self-harm at this point. It's self-harm. Not you just want titties in your face. Me too, bitch. And I want my titties to be sucked. I'm titty for titty at this point. If you got a titty, I got a titty. Let's do something. They want breast milk. They want pacifiers, bitch. They want tummy time. They do not want no boo. They want to reclaim their lost childhood, and I get it, me too, bitch. But I'd rather do it with a bunch of other gay bitches. Like, that's where I'm at. I want to be with the gay bitches trying to reclaim their childhood in their 30s. That's where I'm going. Like, who want to get a motherfucking bounce house and get drunk in it? Me, bitch. And we can finally get it together. Do I regret about my Tumblr days? No. I feel like I regret, like, being on the internet, like, slightly, like, that young. That was kind of crazy. But at the same time, I'm grateful I was, because, like, I would have died. Like, there's times where I'm just like, yeah, I regret some of my behavior for sure. But if I would have never been, like, a vocal person online, my life would not be as blessed. And I know some people won't think my life is blessed. That's okay. The blessings are for me to see. So, just saying, like, I'm glad that I was talking. I'm glad I was talking shit. I'm glad that I was... I'm glad about a lot of ways. I'm not glad about all the ways. But yeah, overall though, I'm glad that I put myself out there, because I do think that it's important to me in retrospect in a way that I couldn't have known. I couldn't have known this, but I'm glad. I'm glad now. So I think it worked out. That's how I feel, at least. Oh, bitch, I stole that from a white bitch. Absolutely. Honest crime. She was like this, my fucking roommate, I'ma just break silence. She was this white girl who was like, she triggered me for a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons why she triggered me was because she had conflict with all of her roommates, and she was really trying to make it seem like conflict with me was so unfounded. When it's like, sweetie, you've been annoying. And like, low key, I'm not trying to come for the stuffy community, but if you're in college, you should not be bringing all your stuffies. Bring a couple. Bring a couple. You shouldn't have 2 Siberian white tigers on the bed. You shouldn't. In a shared room. It's alarming. Hilarious. Great story. But in reality, it was awkward as fuck. They were always looking at me, and whenever I had guests over, they would want to beat them up. And I'd be like, leave the tigers alone. I had to be like, don't beat up her tigers. Like, leave them. I had to be like, those are her friends. Like, that's too much to put on somebody, bitch. And we were not even friends. I'm just saying. So yeah, that was her name on MySpace, and I was like, that's cute as fuck. I stole it. She never said anything. We had to be forever though. I feel safer. I feel safer here, but I don't think there's any safe place. I think we're always in danger. That's how I feel. Some more than others, but I don't think that, like, I think safety has to be something we cultivate. It can't be, we're not just finding it. I'm just saying, like, and again, it wasn't just the 2 Siberian tigers, babe. She had a whole farm on her bed. And again, like, I'm glad she felt that comfortable to be herself, you know, in retrospect. Imagine feeling free enough to bring all your stuffed animals with you anywhere. Like, I'm glad she has that. But again, she white. So like, what the fuck does she know about like sharing space with people for real and being mindful? So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm glad that you felt comfortable and confident. But on the other hand, it's like, when was the world going to tell you not to do that? You know, when was the world going to shut you down from that softness and that gentleness? So it's kind of just like, sweetie, what are we saying? You know? But again, stuffed animals are cute. I don't hate on stuffies. I think they're cool. If I have money, I would have some. But I don't have money. So low key, if you see me as a hater now, that's okay. That's fine. But I'll tell you this, I'll never get a fucking Siberian white tiger because it's weird. I just feel like white tiger people are a certain type. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to move on from y'all. But it's a certain type of people that like white tigers. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying you're bad people. I'm just saying it's very different. It's a very different type of person who's like a white tiger. Sorry. It makes me laugh. Oh, Winnie the Pooh. That's cute as hell. She had two. And they would sit on the bed like she would arrange them. I'm sorry. She would arrange them. And honestly, her friends would make them do weird positions, and that was even wilder because I would come home and I'll be like, what's going on? I have guests over, I have to explain myself. Like, yeah, I do live with 69ing white tigers. I do. This is my abode. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have to be like, yes, those are 37 stuffed animals. Absolutely. What of it? And don't let her be there. I have to really defend the bitch. Like, I hate that shit. Yeah, they would have them doing like different sexual shits. They would have them doing all types of little sex moves and shit. It'd be weird. It'll be kind of weird, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. But I'll have to be like, yeah, that's this bitch. Oh no, bitch. College roommates, man. I don't want to drag them all because I'm sure living with me was fucking crazy too, bitch. In its own way. Like, I'm Kramer as fuck, bitch. I'm busted in the room with a project. I remember there was a time where I would just go on long walks. Like, I would walk for like hours, bitch, and then come back sweaty as hell, breathing crazy, bitch. Like, I'm sure that was bizarre. But I feel like that was like my internalized fat phobia type shit. Like, I feel like I was trying to like actively get smaller. Like, when I went to college, I had a dream of like being skinnier. I was like, oh my God, when I come back home for a break, they're gonna be like, freshman 15 wet. Like, this bitch is so small. And it's so sad because it's like I spent a lot of time like my first year of college like thinking about getting smaller and not being a fat bitch anymore. And it's just like, damn, the brand, it was in jeopardy. I'm just saying though, like, I really was like super, like, if you go to the beginning of Marshmallow, the blog, if you go to like marshmallow.com or marshmallow.tumblr.com, because bitch we ain't paying for the .com, marshmallow.tumblr.com/archive, and then you just go all the way to the bottom, it's weight loss shit. Trigger warning, like, real talk. So I wasn't always anything. I feel like I was always, as a kid, like, trying to figure it out. And I just figured out one day, you know, I don't hate being a fat bitch. I hate how people treat fat bitches. That's an important thing to remember. So I think that falls along the same vein of when people were telling me about claiming blackness and like, do I have regrets? I don't regret claiming blackness. I regret not getting the right information. I regret like being so loud in certain respects and not listening more. Like, I regret that. Like, I don't regret ever assuming or aligning myself with blackness. Never. I never regret telling people that I was a black person based on my perception of the one drop rule. I don't regret wanting to be a part. I regret the ways in which it happened. I regret the information. I regret spreading misinformation. I regret that. No, the pro Anna blogs were wild. I remember like looking at a couple of the pro Anna blogs and just being kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like being skinny is like that big of a deal to me. But I know there was a time where I thought I should feel like that. I know there was a time where I felt like I should go on a pill, diet, go to the gym a lot. Like I remember like my first year of college, so many of us fat people, like oh my god, like I'm just remembering like how many fat people were in the gym with me in college year. And by like the end we were all like we fat. It's okay. But I remember like that first year of college, oh bitch, the way we were in that gym. And also, a lot of the people that went to college in Boston were coming from small towns. So once we get in the city, we're in the city walking around, we're naturally losing weight, but we're also eating a lot of food. We're doing a lot of thinking and learning, we're seeing a lot of shit. It's gonna make you hungry. And I just hate that, like, when you're in college, like, when you're taking on so much, any of us were ever thinking about getting skinny for some people back home. Isn't that sad? Ah! That's the shit that makes me mad. That's the shit I regret. Like worrying about other people appraising my body. That sucks. I hope we can like grow from that, you know? But I know it's a personal journey. Like I know some people really do hate their fat bodies and like I don't feel like we need to like hurt you or punish you for that. Like I think like if we're looking around, we can tell why. So but yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, be an elder that people don't have to recover from being around. I feel like that's really my goals in life at this point is just being an elder that people don't have to be like, damn, being around you actually set me back. Actually, I have to heal from being around you. Like that's really what I'm thinking about is like not making people have to heal from my interaction with them. That's the gym next to the McDonald's. That's so funny because the McDonald's was across the street from the dorm. So was the grocery store though. So it was kind of like a mind fuck because it's like ain't nobody cooking. We're going to McDonald's. We'll walk right past. But then our meal plan was the grocery store. So they kind of made us have to get groceries. So if you couldn't cook, you were kind of fucked. But yeah, I say all this to say, just thank y'all for holding space for me. Thank y'all for being kind. Thank y'all for being all that you've been. I'm really hoping that, you know, this year can be a little cuter. But I think that really depends on people acting a particular way or moving a particular way. It was a 7-Eleven on the corner too, and on the other corner, like across the street from the dorm, like you could actually see where my dorm was if you look this up. But there's a place called Super 88. It had every type of Asian style food. You want Filipino, you want Mongolian, you want Chinese, you want Japanese, you want Indian, anything. And it was wild, bitch. It was wild. You could have chicken tikka masala every day. Who would leave? So that was a bomb experience, like at least for like my freshman year, being able to like grub super hard, like on some good ass like Asian food, pan Asian food, and then there was a grocery store next door, so I could like I feel like I ate a lot of wraps. I was a wrap bitch in college. Like I felt like that was the quickest, easiest thing. Make some chicken and then wrap it up with some salad. I heard something about DJ Academics, but I kind of tuned it out slightly, but I want to say he's breaking silence about being sexually assaulted. I want to say that, but I could be wrong. There's somebody else, though. Like a man who worked with Tyler Perry named Christian. Somebody threatened DJ. Let me look this shit up real quick. I hope she gets away. Listen, as a former sex worker, and I probably be a sex worker forever because honestly, I don't think that you could ever leave the industry. I feel like a lot of men are operating as Johns. Just want to put that out there for anybody out there wondering why men want a mother or a whore. Hi. That's all they can think in context of. Some of y'all got best friends that love you and shit. Some of y'all do. But some of y'all got a son. And some of y'all got a John. And it's hard to say that because I feel like it's a hard thing to hold that like a man is only seeing you as someone who could carry his child or carry his nut anywhere he wants to put it. But that's kind of a lot of it. A lot of men, unfortunately. And as someone that's been a sex worker, it's just wild how like we're always talking about sex work. Like even on Bumble, like this man tried to tell me that he didn't think it made sense for him to send me money for dinner when we was on the phone for like 3 hours or like 2 hours maybe. And I was like, why wouldn't you want to send me dinner? Like, why wouldn't you want to make sure I ate after we had a nourishing combo? It's just like, baby, you're not local, so you can't take me out very easily. But I would think that wasn't a crazy thing to ask. But he really tried to hit me with, oh, I don't feel comfortable. I'm like, bitch, you thought I was a trans woman. You are a trick. Let's be clear. Gonna tell me your dick got hard because of a picture of me? Girl. You're a trick. That's the thing. Like, some of these men, they're tricks. If a man hits you up mad sexually at first, he thinks you're a whore, babe. Get some money. Just saying. And I'm not saying you have to do that. Don't do that if that's not you. But... And I'm not saying fuck him for the money either. I'm saying get that money before you get the fuck bitch, because you might not want to even fuck him when you meet him, babe. At least get the money. Like, for me, I feel like where I fucked up is as soon as he thought I was a trans woman, I should have been like, tell me more. And also, here's my Cash App. Because I feel like he only said that because he wanted to sexualize me. Not because he was like, oh, I love trans women. Like, he just wanted to... have a moment where he's like, ooh. And my profile don't say shit about being a trans woman. It doesn't. Well, thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. I hope she gets to keep all the money. Sprinkle, sprinkle, indeed, bitch. Like, a lot of these men are really just Johns. And it's scary because if you don't know that, you'll really get taken, babes. And that's what's so scary, ain't it? Like, that, like, a man will really fucking use you to just... And that's the other thing, too. It's like some people be thinking it's a one-night stand. Bitch, it's deeper than that. Because think about how much you had to talk to him to feel comfortable. Just think about it. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers be asking for labor and then more labor and then sexual labor and then more labor and then be harming you. So that's all I'm trying to offer. But as soon as he misgendered me, as soon as he was thinking, because that's another thing too, like, he didn't think I was a trans woman to be in community with me, be my friend. He was like, I want some dick. You're here. Listen, I gotta go, you guys. The beautiful people are here. I love you. I'll see you.